Hello, and welcome back to SARS Football Corner. Welcome back to another live stream, another show, another video on the channel. Big ups to everybody is tuned in nice and early. Big ups to everybody is watching on the replay. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. We are back again for another episode of the Koora Pod, episode 43. Listen, I'll be real, man. Apologies to everybody last week because I had fraudulent moments and fat fingers. And listen, I don't blame myself at all. I'll tell you who I do blame. I blame StreamYard and their shitty mobile web server, whatever it is. Yeah, because it tells you leave and it's actually leave the chat and it's actually leave the whole thing and end the stream. So StreamYard are the frauds. StreamYard, if you're watching this, fix your stuff, mate. Why you gotta leave and then it just ends the whole stream. But I am joined by my brothers T. Happy birthday, T, by the way. Can we all get applause for his birthday? Big up the birthday. Hey! Man has turned 45 in the building, bro. Big up to you, my broski.
This guy, bro.
45th birthday. Big up, my bro. We're with you. Road to 50. It's on, bro.
Road to 50. Hey, listen. Sad. I know you're the young'un of the group. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know, you know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that you have to disrespect your elders. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? When you start dropping the elders, disrespect your elders line, you know, it's getting deep, bro. I start dropping that to 25-year-olds, bro. It's bad. It's bad.
Bro. It is what it is, bro. Hey, the game is the game. The game is the game. But no, I am 33 years old, guys. 33 years young, in fact. You know what I'm saying?
33.
Yeah, big 33, bro.
We are also joined by a man like Sammy in the building, the other old guy in the building. In here, big up. I'm in a room full of unks, and let me introduce you guys to the unk of all unks. Man like Ashraf is in the building.
Yay! The real unk. At least I don't have fat fingers then shut down the stream.
Hey, that was the real unk comment, bro.
That was the unk moment. Calling me an unk, bro. Must be stupid.
Listen. I don't know why you turned Jamaican there for a second. It must be stupid. Aye, but listen, we are back again for another episode. I haven't been here for a week, so I'm of course gassed to speak football. Maybe not Arsenal wise, but you know, we're gassed to speak football regardless. And we are here to discuss Sesko to United and Baleba possibly to United. We're going to be speaking about Newcastle being the rejects of the window and just getting rejected left, right, and center. We're going to be speaking about whether Arsenal can play with a striker, and we're going to be touching on Chelsea. Apparently, they're linked to Bastoni, and yeah, man, and they're looking to ship off Jackson, which it looks like he is parting ways with the club. That's confirmed.
Gahey as well.
Club. What do you mean, Gahey?
They're linked with Gahey now that Colwell is injured.
Yeah, Colwell got ACL or something.
Yeah,
but obviously we'll get to that. We'll get to that then. They're linked with Gahey, but I think firstly we should go up to Manchester and speak about United and Sesko to Manchester United. People, thoughts on the signing?
I mean, I'm not going to change my energy on that player. I still believe he's not as good as people make him out to be. Compilations can trick people. We've seen that, you know what I'm saying? Even stupid players like, you know what I'm saying, Bentner, Shamak, you can put in a nice compilation if you want, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's just as bad as them. He's very young. He's 22 years old. He can improve. But I don't feel like... with United, I have to see it to believe it, because they have a track record of regressing and not improving on youngsters. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it in the past. They call it a graveyard for young players for a reason. And for me, we just need to see if Amorim can improve him to the point that he can actually go out and score 20 plus in the Premier League, because he's yet to crack 15 goals in the Bundesliga. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's one of them players where, yes, he's nice on the ball. He's fast. He's tall. But I feel like he's very lacking when it comes to the standard footballing fundamentals, which is finishing your dinner. You know what I'm saying? So for me, United, when I look at the price as well, and I've seen another streamer say this, or another YouTuber. I forgot who it was. My bad. But he said that, I think it was Tap and Topes. He said that Sesko is more expensive than Haaland. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And it's one of those situations where I just look at from you pay a lot of money to a guy that doesn't guarantee you numbers like Gyökeres, for example. You know what I'm saying? And for them and their financial situation, I don't know if it's very smart to spend 85 million on, or a 90 million on a 22-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Because trust me when I say this, guys, this is not an agenda. Because when United bought Mbeumo and Cunha, I actually praised them for it, because I actually felt that it was good business. Also considering the low wages that they're on, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not earning that much as old players used to make. But the Sesko deal, I just don't rate the player personally. I've watched him for a few seasons at Leipzig. Ashraf is also someone who watches the Bundesliga. He can confirm this as well. He's very inconsistent in front of goal. He shoots it at the keeper or he shoots it outside of the target. Most of the times he needs a lot of chances to finish his dinner. You know what I'm saying? Very raw talent, especially when it comes to finishing. Yes, he has a banger in him here and there, but I don't think bangers here and there will get you consistent top four or make you even challenge for a title. You know what I'm saying? Especially at a club like United, who's notoriously known for not improving young players like him. So for me, I felt like they overpaid for a player that is not as good as people make him out to be. That's my opinion on this deal.
I'm the complete opposite. I think this is the perfect signing for them. Listen, I'll keep it very consistent to what I was saying before. I don't think that Sesko is the right player for Arsenal, because we're not in a place where we need to get maybes or youngsters or could be good in the next 2 to 3 to even 4 years. We don't need those kind of players. Man United, who are at the bottom of the barrel right now, and they're scraping for crumbs, and they're pretty hefty crumbs at the moment that they're scraping for. But regardless, the points that they're scraping for, like, it's the bottom of the barrel. Do you know what I mean? This team that is at that low point is the perfect striker for them, because it's somebody who's young, who's going to be able to grow. I disagree in just naming Man United as the team that doesn't get talent better and improve talent, because yes, the club overall might have not been able to improve talent overall back in the day and even in the last previous seasons. But I think with Amorim, you've got somebody who's shown that he can take a striker from a few goals to hella goals. In Gyökeres, he's shown that he can make a striker gain confidence, train him how to shoot, how to score goals, how to do it at an outrageous amount. Why is it not comparable?
Because Gyökeres was already getting big numbers at Coventry before he joined Sporting. You know what I'm saying? Sesko did not even, like I said, crack 15 goals in the Bundesliga. So Gyökeres had like 17 goals in his first Coventry season. And in his second season, he had like 23 or something, 22, 23, maybe even 24. I don't even remember. But it's not the same, because Gyökeres was already scoring goals before he joined Sporting. And Sesko is not known for his goal scoring. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying?
So here's the thing. I think that Sesko is still a young player. I think that he's got the ability to come in and be maybe not hit the ground running. I do think the first season is going to be a challenge for him. But I think under Amorim, I do trust him to be able to gain some confidence, to be able to become a better striker. And I think that's going to be a good signing for them, in my personal opinion. I do still believe that Sesko has some good qualities. I think he's very tall. He's good aerially. I think he's very good on the ball. I think he's a fast striker as well. I mean, some of these are very good, very, very good qualities to have in a striker when they're up top and they're your talisman, your number 9, your gun, not necessarily gunman, but your striker, your number 9. Do you know what I mean? There's somebody that the target man. So I'm not going to completely go away. I think it's the right signing for them, because I feel like Man United right now are in a process where it's going to take time for them. no matter what the fans want to say, we don't want to wait, we don't want to do an Arsenal and this and this and that. Chelsea was saying we don't want to do an Arsenal, we don't want to do an Arsenal, and look at them. They're still waiting to even challenge for the title consistently. They're still waiting. And these guys come in like what, 3 years ago, and they're still waiting to challenge for a title properly. So it's gonna take time. Man United fans need to relax, wind your necks in, and just understand that it's still gonna take time for you guys to fully challenge and be at a point where you could possibly win the league. Do you know what I mean?
I think the difference between you and me is you rate the player. I don't rate the player. I think that's the biggest difference.
No, I think I rate the prospect or I rate the talent that could become of this player. Do you know what I mean? And that's all. If that's all something that could happen. It's not something that's there now. Do you know what I mean? So maybe he could completely flop, and I'll be wrong 100%. But just based off what we see. Do you know what I mean? And you guys watch the Bundesliga way more than me. But just from some games that I've watched, you know what I mean? He looks like he's somebody who could become a good striker, but it's going to take time. My argument was always, I don't think he's the player to come to us because I don't want time. I don't need to wait 2, 3, 4 years for my striker to start bagging goals. I need the guy to come in and bag goals straight away. That's my point on the matter. So I think it's I think it's a good signing for them. And listen, they started signing attackers. They clearly wanted to fix their attack. They've bought a whole new attack. Obviously got Bruno behind them, so we're gonna see how that's gonna become, what that's gonna become. Because I don't know whether they're planning to play in the formation that they play. I don't know whether they're planning to play Bruno lower or deeper. Sorry, on the pitch. I don't know whether, pause. I don't know whether they're trying to play. I don't understand how they're building their squad. If they wanted Bruno to stay, I don't understand how they're building their squad based on the formation that Amorim has played. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I'm just, as an outsider, objectively speaking, I don't see how they can, because we've seen Bruno Fernandes does not work when you put him in a double pivot. We've seen when you put Bruno Fernandes deep on the pitch, it doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? He needs to be up. He needs to be up close to the goal because that's where he does some of his best work. So I don't know what's going to happen here with Manchester United because I can see the attack. The attacking signings are good. They bought in Cunha and Mbeumo, who are certified goal scorers, who even Sesko does flop. They've still got players around him who can score goals. So if it's, let's say, like another Højlund situation, which I hope it is like a Højlund situation, I hope that Sesko flops completely. But if it is like another Højlund situation, they've still got some good players around him, like Cunha, like an Mbeumo. Do you know what I mean? Who can score goals. So yeah, man, listen, I think it's a good signing for them to get Sesko. Baleba is just going to be insane. Like, if they get that, I think he's a very, very good midfielder. Very, very good.
I don't know how they produce those kinds of players, these Brighton bastards, bro. Like, actually, bro.
Yeah, man.
Why cannot we produce a 100 million? Why did I say 500?
Bro, what's his name? What's his name? Tony Bloom, bro. This guy, bro. I don't know what he's he's injecting his fucking footballers with V serum.
Bro,
He is blooming.
He is blooming some ballers.
What's the thing from a compound V, bro? He's injecting them with compound V. Go be a footballer, bro. He picks a position and he's like, right, I want a player that's gonna have like a 93 potential overall.
You know when you watch Space Jam, when they grab the skills of the basketball players and put it in the monsters, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what Brighton are doing, bro.
Yeah, bro.
They're like actually making monsters, bro. It's actually great.
Or the Michael Jordan shoes, you know.
Yeah, actually, bro. All jokes aside, yeah, Baleba is an actual baller, bro. But I don't know how they will find 104 million pounds, yeah, and that is excluding add-ons, to buy him.
You forget that they want to sell to Garnacho as well.
That's what I want to say. I said besides the fact that they want to sell Garnacho, it will still cost them around 60, 70. You know what I'm saying? Because they will sell Garnacho for around max 40. But if they fail to negotiate with Chelsea, Chelsea are better in negotiating at the end of the day. They could buy him for 30. And then you're still missing 74 million pounds, bro. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, Brighton are not one of those clubs that just drops their prices like that. You know what I'm saying? They will get their money if they want their money. And because he is a baller, and if they don't sell him this year, they will sell him next year for that same amount of money. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's going to cost them a lot of money. But if they buy him, bro, that midfield will make a whole 180, bro. Because you remove Ugarte, you put Baleba there, khalas. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you still have Bruno Fernandes and other players, but Baleba alone could make their midfield much, much better than it is right now. So go ahead, guys.
But you know, speaking of which, I mean, you guys mentioned a lot. Sesko, I think, is a good signing for them. Potential signing for 75 million euros plus 8 or something, or 10 million euros, whatever the add-ons are. So a total of 85 million euro. I told you, yesterday in your channel that yes, Manchester United need to overspend on these players in this market because of what the last season where they ended, and that's the only way they can attract such players into their club at the current moment, since they don't have any European. They didn't qualify to any European competition, so it's going to be very difficult for them to get anybody over the line and convince them with the project. And it's going to be a huge process, whatever it is. But I really can't see who can play on the left wing for them, because I can see Sesko there, I can see Kuni on the 10, I can see Mbeumo on the right, but I don't know who's going to play on the left, especially when Garnacho is going to leave. So it's going to be very interesting for me to see what Amorim will do when it comes to the left flank for Manchester United. And yes, when you talk about Baleba is a great player for, I mean, and he can start in any club in the Premier League, in my opinion. But overall, Manchester United are addressing what they need, in my opinion. They are having a lot of players could move out. Speaking of Rasmus Højlund, we've seen some news that he might go to AC Milan, but he came out and said that he wants to compete and you know, with Sesko. But overall, I see. Yeah, he's shameless, but you know, the club has a lot of players in the same position. When we were talking about, forget about Xerxes, they have Xerxes as well. They have Buemo, they have Cunha, they have a lot of options, and I would like to see what Amorim will do when it comes to the starting 11 and how they and especially they don't, and they're gonna play like one game a week, so it's gonna be very interesting to see what type of first 11 he will put there. But again, to the Sesko, I think it's a good signing for them. They dunked on Newcastle. I mean, obviously, Manchester United is a bigger club than Newcastle. But overall, I mean, I heard Ahmad, the United fan, he's saying that he's expecting Man United to challenge in the top four. I really don't see them challenging top four, maybe top six. And then I'm pushing it if I'm saying top six compared to what they did last season. But I honestly, I mean, banter aside, and me being an Arsenal fan, I see them doing their good business for this summer, and especially in the attacking side. We'll see what they happen in the midfield and defense. I didn't see them address any of those sides, so it's kind of, they have to do a lot. They really have to do a lot. That squad needs a complete overhaul, in my opinion. A 15th is just too low. And it's unacceptable in term when it comes to Manchester United standards, in my opinion. So I don't know what they will do. Maybe in January they will reinforce the midfield or reinforce the defense. But yeah, overall, Cisco is a good signing for them potentially. You never know; he might flop. He might really flourish with Amorim. I mean, we've seen what Amorim do with the likes of Gyökeres and Sporting, so he might find a way to really, you know, find the key for Cisco and make him bang. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't. I still stand with what I said about Sesko. I don't think he's. I think he's super overhyped, as he said. People talk about him like he's the next Zlatan or whatever. I don't think he's that. I don't think he's even gonna blossom to that kind of player, to be honest. But look, he might get them those 10 15 goals. He might be better than what they currently have, because obviously Højlund and Xerxes both were tremendous flops last season. But yeah, if they get Baleba, that's a massive move, especially when you add to it that they got Buemo and Cunha. I'm still curious to see how they're going to deploy these players, because you would think logically like a 4-2-3-1 might make sense, but then Amorim plays with 3 at the back. So is he going to play
Who's gonna
Bruno
play on the left,
Fernandes?
in your opinion? Now? Who's gonna play in the
I
left?
think Cunha. I think they play Cunha on the left because he can cut
Cunha.
in. He's a
Yeah, I
stronger
was
foot.
thinking also the same.
Yeah, I think they'll probably end up doing that, especially when they're selling Garnacho, which for me, okay, it makes sense. Whether see, this is where the 3-4-3 formation he plays, or whatever it is, or the 3-4-2-1, is it? Like, it makes sense because then you can play Cunha and Buemo behind the striker, and they're not playing as wingers, right? Because they have wing backs. They're playing more like 10s. And I think that works for these two players. But if they end up shifting to a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, I think Buemo can still play right wing. In fact, that is his actual position. Bruno can play behind the striker, which for me is his best position. Cunha will then have to play out on the left, which I still think it's okay. Like, he can do a good job there. And this goes back to what I said before. Remember, I said this and you guys all laughed. And I get why, obviously, from a banter perspective, but this is why I'm glad United didn't win the Europa League, right? But the reality is, if they're going this crazy with Mbuemo and Cunha, and even though I don't rate Sesko, but it's still big money that they're spending on him, and they're trying for Baleba. I mean, that just kind of tells you, like, imagine how much more dangerous they would have been if they won the Europa League and they're in the Champions League right now and they have Champions League money coming in. This is one thing with these kind of clubs, you can never count them out. You can never count them out. People are saying, oh, they'll come back anyways. Yeah, I know they'll come back anyways, but I don't want it to be faster. Like, right now, I think if they had Champions League football, they would have definitely got Baleba. They probably would have got like 1 or 2 defenders as well. They would have got like Donnarumma or some top keeper, because if Donnarumma is going to leave PSG, if he is leaving, I'm not sure if he will leave, he'll be like, yeah, you know what, I can go to United and I can play Champions League football again. Why would be okay with that? I don't see Spurs as that kind of threat that, oh my God, they're going to be a big threat to us. They're going to probably beat us next season, challenge, finish above us. Even though they signed Kudus, which is a very good signing, obviously, but it's not the same. Like, look at it. And that's the biggest difference. One club won the Europa League, isn't the Champions League, but because it's Tottenham, no offense, they only got Kudus and they haven't got like anyone major yet, right? Obviously, we saw what happened with Morgan Gibbs-White. United, that finished 15th and is the joke of the whole Europe, not just England, are moving crazy in the market. So, yeah, it's going to be a very exciting next season. I'll say that. And I actually don't. I'll disagree with you slightly there, Sammy. I can definitely see them finishing outside the top 6 for sure. But if I had to bet, and I don't bet obviously, but I would say they are more likely to finish in the top 6. I think they will push a little bit for top 4. I don't think they'll get it, but I think they will push for top 4, top 5. Yes, I know they finished 15th.
The jump is huge. Yeah, the jump is huge, man. From 15th
yeah,
to
I
top
understand.
4.
I understand, but we also know.
Sammy, you
we
also need
know
to take into consideration that a lot of teams like Brentford, for example, they regressed immensely by the way they sold their
lost
players.
a couple of key players. Yeah,
and for example, Crystal Palace, if we buy Eze, they will regress, or if someone else buys Gehi, they will regress. It's not only United improving; it's also other smaller teams
of Eze,
regressing. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of Eze, I have a question for you guys. Which player would you prefer, Eze or Cunha?
Can we just leave this to the Arsenal?
I think he's coming to that later.
Yeah, because you're gonna open.
But I was just gonna say.
I
was just
a whole can of worms,
Pandora box, you know.
You know that.
All right, I'll just close Pandora box.
You know, when you mention anything to do with Arsenal on this show, we speak about
it has nothing to do with Arsenal. I mean, Eze is not an Arsenal player yet. I'm just saying, as a player.
Yeah, I hear you. But I just wanted to say
the
United thing at the end. On United, one last thing is, I think last season at 15th, we all know it's an anomaly. It's not who they really are. Like, nobody looks at them and says, oh, that's the 15th best team actually on paper as well. That's not true. Like, they were just tremendously underperforming their quality. They're not a top 4 team either, but they're not a 15th position team. I think they're more like a 6th spot, 7th spot, which is why I'm saying with those signings, I think they will make that jump and compete. And like, man, look at us, man. I know it's not the same, but we went from bottling top 4 and finishing 5th to being one of the best teams in the league and topping the league for 93% of the season. Like, we were destroying teams like never before. So I think they can make that jump, especially given that they're not really 50. Yeah, that was a good season, honestly. Except for the ending, that was a good season.
They made us believe, man. They finessed us with that season, man. If they finessed me, actually, that's when I said, okay, Arteta's gonna win.
No,
speak for yourself. I never fell for the trap. Okay, I got cussed. I got called everything. Yeah, because I didn't believe
No,
in that
T, it's
squad.
just that we are
You know what I'm
desperate,
saying?
as Arsenal
I
fans.
always kept the same energy. I always kept the same energy with that.
No, I got finessed with the 89 point season because the summer after we finished the 89 point season, that was the first time I started supporting this club in 2006. This was the first time.
No
ever.
way. No way. So
I never
was.
was. I never.
2006.
I never supported Arsenal before that. From 98 up until 2006,
Oh, wow.
I watched club football, but I was mainly on international football. Like that,
wow.
I was a Brazil guy. Like you ask me anything about Brazil 98, 2006, I'll tell you. I was watching club football. I just never had that affiliation. 2006 is when I picked a team and I picked Arsenal. I should have picked Barcelona, but anyways, leave that. My point is, my point is,
this is the daily bar.
Can you believe, guys? This is the first time since that period that I actually went into season, I'm talking about last summer, saying I think Arsenal are favorites to win the league this season. Never before has that happened, ever. Never before did I go into a season saying I think we are the favorites. Like even when we had the 22-23 season after that, and we got Declan Rice and Ryan and all that stuff, and Timber, I still said, look, I think we have a chance, but I think City are favorites. This was the first time I went in thinking, I genuinely think we're favorites this season. And we just... Never mind.
Madness.
We'll open Arsenal later. Yeah.
It's a madness. But listen, let's move on from Man United because Man United, hold that, you frauds. I'll speak about the rejects, man, because I said something on Ahwa where I was like, listen, I think Liverpool are being played here. I think that Newcastle have led them down a trap that they have set themselves. Take Ekatike. It's all good. Don't worry. We don't need Ekatike. Do you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, actually, before we go, because Mina did say, is it Mina? Did send a super chat. Also, I don't know who can somebody actually find. Did that gal actually say this?
Yeah. I'll explain to you the context. Finish the super chat first.
Okay, we'll come back to this. A big up to Mina who says, random question: would you take Kompany or Arteta?
Kompany.
Right now, I take Arteta because I haven't seen Kompany do anything crazy. In fact, I've seen him flop with some other teams. So I want to wait and see. But I think if he does well in the Champions League, I'll probably change my mind immediately.
I would not take you neither. I'll just find another.
No. You have to pick one.
No, you have to pick one. You have to pick one. Pick the worst. Who's the worst among the two? And don't tell me Kompany won the Bundesliga. Let's be honest, bro.
I don't rate Kompany that much. I mean, I can freaking coach Bayern München. I mean, what the fuck, man?
That's what I'm saying, bro. The way he got knocked out to freaking Inter. I'm sorry, that's an insult. Inter Milan. Never mind.
Bro, you can never make me say that I want Arteta at the start.
Hey, that Inter Milan knocked out Barcelona.
Anyone,
your team.
Oh, that was a fluke. I don't know. They were on drugs.
That was a fluke. Oh, now that's a fluke now.
Bro, they conceded 6 goals, which is not surprising because it's Barca, but they scored 7. Inter Milan scored 7.
That ain't a fluke.
Never in their history.
That's not a fluke.
Bro. Acerbi scoring the equalizer. Anyways, they'll read the.
Hey,
Tommy, you gotta pick one.
Arteta then. To coach Arsenal, either one of the two. It's Arteta. I mean, I don't rate.
What about you, Saad? What about you?
Yeah, listen, man. I don't know if Kompany's shown me that he can fully. I don't rate winning stuff with Bayern. I just don't. I'm sorry, but T, you're going back like this, as if
Champions League with Bayern is amazing. Champions League with Bayern is elite.
Yeah, no. But the league, I don't rate. Wow, you won the league with Bayern. That's great. Bro.
Okay, and now tell me what Arteta did.
Bayern fans take a shit, and then they're like, oh
yeah, but Sad, you know what, Sad? You're correct. You're correct. Let's compare. Kompany won the Bundesliga. What did Arteta win?
Okay,
Fake
so the difference,
fake up.
but the difference is Arteta was competitive in a very competitive league, where where points don't come so easy.
Arteta has
Okay,
a
let's
squad.
put it this way. Let's put it this way.
Listen, Arteta has a squad handpicked every position. You know what I'm saying? It's not like every day managers get that luxury that they get every player in every position.
So
that they
TT, that's what
want,
I was
you know
going to
I'm
ask you. That's what I was going to ask you. T, if Kompany took us over in 2019 December when Arteta took over, or November, do you think he would have done better? Assuming he was given the same time, same money,
Okay,
you think he would have
nah,
done better
nah.
or worse?
It depends. It
See that?
depends,
No,
it
it doesn't
depends.
depend. I'm asking you
Because,
based on what you've seen from Kompany as a
what it
manager the
is?
last 3
You know what it
years.
is? Because I did not expect, just like other Arsenal fans, the 22-23 season, nobody expected that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
When Arteta got hired, I thought, okay, he's just going to rebuild this team and make us a top 4 team again. You know what I'm saying? And if Kompany joined Arsenal, I would expect the same. I would expect us to be a top 4 team. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought with Arteta. I did not expect him to challenge. But then again, we do have amazing players. Even before Arteta joined, we already had Saliba. We already had Saka. Our best players we already had in this team. You know what I'm saying? So it's I don't know. It's a difficult question.
Zir, I'm sorry, bro. Zir, wallah, I'm not trying to trigger you, bro. I know you're a Bayern fan, but come on, bro. Like, you cannot be praising a manager for winning the Bundesliga with Bayern. I'm sorry. Xabi Alonso winning it with Leverkusen, yes, that's incredible. Especially invincible. Especially that's a madness. I said that's better than the Arsenal invincible season. But I'm sorry, bro. Like, Thomas Tuchel went there, had an absolute nightmare, should have lost the league if Dortmund won against was it Mainz? Mainz or Cologne? I can't remember.
It was another.
Mainz or Cologne? One of these two. Mainz or Cologne? I can't remember. And bro, it was in their hands, and you guys still won the damn league, bro. Like, come on. It's not like you. It's like saying going and managing. Does anyone rate Christophe Galtier here? Do you guys know who that is?
What?
Christophe Galtier. Exactly.
Nobody
knows who he is. Nobody knows who he is. No, he didn't. Nobody knows who he is. You know why, guys? Because he managed PSG when they had Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar, and he won the Ligue 1, but nobody gives a shit because it's PSG. It's nobody knew his name. Imagine.
I knew he was one of these managers because I've heard that name before. It was one of those managers that was in the league.
He managed them for one season.
I thought you were talking about the Cologne with the blue body. You know what I'm saying? With the blue torso.
No. Christophe Galtier, he came from Nice or something. I can't remember. Took over just one season, won the Liga, but nobody gave a shit because they went to Bayern in the Champions League in the round of 16. So nobody spoke about him after.
Okay, so if Arteta went to Bayern, would he win the league with them?
100%. Let me tell you guys this, yeah? Arteta would actually look, guys, I know I want him out and I've criticized him many times, but I always said he's a good manager. He's a good coach, sorry, not a manager. Arteta would thrive in ownerships where he doesn't get a say. Like if he goes to Madrid or he goes to Barca or he goes to Bayern, he doesn't get a say on who comes in, who does not come in. He's told, you shut the hell up, you coach the team, we will decide what players we get. You don't talk. That's how it is. You think Ancelotti said, I want Mbappe? You think he said, I want Bellingham? They told him, whether you like it or not, Mbappe is coming, Bellingham is coming, you're starting them, figure out a way to coach them. Arteta can do that. But if you tell him, here's the power you have, that's when he's
based on what you wait, based on what you're saying this, Sash. Based on what?
Because you can see the way he coaches. I'll tell you. You can see the way when he coaches our players against big teams, whether it's in the Champions League, whether it's in the Premier League, he actually coaches a good game. His problem is when he gets all that power.
So
and gets
you're talking about games that he played in with Arsenal, where he had all the say about the players. So
but I'm talking about. No,
I'm
not. I'm talking about tactics specifically, like the tactics he deploys for those kind of games.
Yes, in Arsenal, you've seen him in Arsenal. That's what I'm saying.
No, but it's not. But Sami, these tactics are tactics you can carry in any other place as long as you have good players. My point is, and by the way, that first season we challenged 22-23, which we all said came as a surprise. We cannot just pretend like our players carried us. He obviously had something to do with it. For me, the issue is when he got that power in his head and he was able to sign Havertz without asking anyone. Obviously, he asked, but my point is he was able to get whoever he wanted. When he was able to sign 3-4 keepers, despite having Emiliano Martinez and Leno first, those players now came in and started changing the system for him because he wanted Havertz in the 8. If he went to Madrid and said, I want Havertz in 8, they would have shot him. Okay, maybe I went too far, but they would have slapped him really hard. Like, you get what I mean? So my point is, if you tell Arteta, these are your 11 players, do with them what you did with Arsenal in 22-23, I think he would do it. He would do it really well because he
That's
is
what I'm
a
saying.
good coach.
Actually, at this point, you're just guessing because you don't know that really happened
I'm
or
not.
not. I mean, you are guessing.
I'm telling you, it's based on evidence that we've seen. He is the best manager
Yes,
in the
with
Premier League
Arsenal,
when
with
it
the
comes-
players that he chose.
But even if it's with Arsenal, but he still has to apply tactics on. By the way, okay, let's play that game. By that logic, Ancelotti's a shit manager because you've only seen him do well with big players that he did not buy and big players that were forced on him, whether it's in
different
Milan,
teams.
whether it's in
Mhm.
yeah, because the players were given to him. All he had to do is tell them, "Hey, set up." But that's not true, right? It's his tactics, his coaching. We know that. But my point is, the players were not his players. It's the same with Arteta.
No,
Arteta, the
but this
players
is
were
exactly
his.
my point. I mean, we've seen Ancelotti do it in several teams that he coached, big teams or not big teams, whatever you want to call it. But we've seen him.
No,
at different
only big teams.
teams.
That's important. You can't skip that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because
That's fine. That's what I'm saying is he's done it at different teams, so that gives us evidence that he can do it. But Arteta, we've never seen it. So at this point, you're just guessing to say, okay, maybe he can
No,
go
we
to
have seen
Madrid
it because
or
I'm talking. We have seen it because I'm talking about his coaching ability, not winning.
Where
ability.
have you seen it? Where have you seen it? Aside
He's
of Arsenal.
coached at Arsenal. But that is all the evidence I need. It's like saying, how do I know Slot is a good coach? Because we've seen it at Feyenoord. I mean, I haven't
at least
seen
one
it,
in
but
in the Dutch league.
Yeah, but that is enough evidence to say he's a good coach there. That's my point.
Right.
You get what I mean?
And he came
So
to Liverpool
just-
and he did and he did it there. So that's the
did,
proof in the pudding.
Listen,
you know?
did Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes say, "Oh, it's just the Dutch league. Why would we recruit Slot? You know what I'm saying? Let's do it somewhere else because it's an easy league." You know what I'm saying?
No,
I think
didn't.
what Liverpool.
But
board
wait,
did,
what?
they
But
did-
that
they
backs
did
my
really
point. That backs my point. They saw good coaching and
Uh-huh.
tactics in him, which they knew could be replicated to Liverpool. It's the same with us. If you're saying
Okay,
Arteta is
but listen,
not a
the
good
biggest,
coach, that's
the
insane for
biggest,
me.
the biggest German team of all time saw that with Kompany. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So there is something there.
No, not true. Zier, you can back this, and please don't lie for the sake of the argument. Kompany was not first choice. He wasn't second choice. He wasn't even third choice. They went through a list. They went through a list before they finally got to him. They tried renewing Tuchel, who left. They tried Zier. You can tell me the names, but I promise you, ask Zier. He wasn't the first. There you go. You got it rejected.
He was
a lot.
with Burnley. Kompany was with Burnley.
That's my point. They tried for a bunch of managers until finally they reached Kompany, and Kompany said, "Oh shit, Bayer? Of course I'll take it." Ask him.
You can even keep Burnley. You can even keep Burnley up, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Go
Remember the hype.
look at what Slot done. Go look at what Slot done with what was the team that was struggling.
Feyenoord.
The team that was struggling that he told me about. He told me about.
I say Alkmaar,
and he took them back to freaking whatever. Put them in contention to win the league or some shit.
No,
guys. Now, thank you, Zier. Ralph Ranić rejected them. Do you know how insulting that is? The guy who went to United for half a season made them even worse, right? And said, "Sorry, guys, I'm not joining." Ten Hag, bro. And Kompany, by the way, remember when he got promoted with Burnley? Remember the hype they came in with? Oh, most goals scored, incredible attacking flair. Bro, they got slapped up by City and all that.
I'll admit one thing, yeah. I do agree that Arteta is a better coach overall than Kompany, yes. But that's why the question is... Okay, listen.
It's agenda-based. That smile.
No, listen. You need to listen to me without interrupting me, okay?
Yeah, I want to hear the end of this, yeah.
Okay? Okay.
I love
Shush.
This guy.
He is a better coach, yes. But the reason why this is a difficult question for me is what's most important for me personally, and that is trophies at the end of the day. Yeah, this guy 100%. Won the Bundesliga, and Arteta won an FA Cup with the team that he completely rebuilt. You know what I'm saying? at the end of the day. Okay, that wasn't his team, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah?
He inherited it. Yeah.
He inherited it, yes. And I do not see Kompany joining Arsenal and then making us title contenders. I don't see that. I genuinely do not see that, yeah? But I also look at results. This is a results-based business at the end of the day. And for me, Kompany currently is the better manager because he won a league and Arteta didn't.
Come
You know
on.
what I'm saying?
Okay, so if there's a coach here, his name is Bruno Mitso. He used to coach in the UAE. Is he a better coach than Arteta because he won a league here and he won something with UAE?
Okay,
No,
so-
come on,
so
we have to be
You are comparing
realistic.
the
bro.
UAE with Germany, bro?
Okay, let me give you this.
Shameless, Ash.
You-
Very shameless.
You guys mentioned something about it, which also
you specifically cuss my country because of we are not the top 5 league, and now you mention
Habibi, I'm
UAE.
making
you
a
fraud.
sarcastic point. I'm making a sarcastic point. Yeah, by the way, you mentioned something that backs my point. You said Arteta won the FA Cup with a team that's not his. That
Yes,
actually
Oba.
proves that proves he's a better coach than Kompany because he came into a team that's not his. By the way, that were garbage. If you guys remember, we were 11th when he took over, right? And he won the FA Cup with them, knocking out City and Chelsea on the way, and changed the style. He played with 3 at the back. I don't think Kompany could have done that. I don't think Kompany could have come to a team that's 11th, like Arsenal, and won the FA Cup with them that way. That has actually proved that he's a good coach. Is he good enough for Arsenal? I don't think he is. I think he's.
Ashraf. You know what it is? I could concede to this point and say, you know what, Ashraf, you're right. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it doesn't change the fact that Arteta did not do anything at Arsenal, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I want him out. I wouldn't say he's not done anything. He's obviously progresses. Now when he leaves us, I mean, he's not leaving us, unfortunately.
Don't start
when
with the progression fucking talk, Ash.
No, Sammy,
Please, man.
you're gonna like what I'm gonna say next. When he does leave us, inshallah, let's say this coming summer, unless he wins the league, then I'll happily apologize. Yeah, I'll happily apologize. I'm not someone who wants my team to lose to prove a point. I don't. But let's say we don't win, which is what I think will happen, and he leaves us, inshallah, next summer. Whoever comes in after him, we cannot have this excuse of, well, give them a few years to build again, because there's no rebuilding that we need to do. Our team is already good. So this is where I will say, okay, Arteta has done a good enough job to at least build us to a point where the next coach doesn't have to come and break everything. You just come.
Yeah, he's not Brendan Rodgers.
And by the way, don't
He's
get
not
me
Brendan
wrong,
Rodgers. You're right.
I am not saying that I want Kompany. I'm not saying that. Okay, so don't misconstrue what I'm saying. And by the way, Galatasaray's current
the
coach
question would you prefer Kompany or Arteta?
Is a 3-peat champion. Okay, so even that guy wouldn't even bring us to the top. So at the end of the day, this is a difficult question because you know that trophies are my thing. So that's why I would say Kompany. But at the end of the day, I know that Arteta is a better coach because Kompany failed at Burnley and now he's coaching the best team in Germany. You know what I'm saying? So it's a given that he wins the German league. I know that. I'm not that stupid, and I'm not basing my agenda on that. I'm just also looking at results, and Arteta just doesn't have any. And that's
tell him to at least win the double in his country. He cannot even win the double in his own country, the DFB Pokal. Like, let him go win that, and then maybe we can have a discussion there.
And also, if Zier was here, he would say it's also because of Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané was our player. That's why we didn't win jack shit. You know what I'm saying? He would say that. He would also blame the players and not only Kompany.
Look who's defending Leroy Sané now. I wonder why, T. I wonder what changed.
Bro, listen, he's playing right now, and we're 3-0 ahead. Okay, so chill.
Big up Leroy Sané. Anyway,
but yeah, to go back to the main point that Saad brought up, which is the rejection. I was going to say something else.
I call them the rejects, bro.
Yeah. Honestly, like, bro, they get rejected more than like, bro, it's unbelievable. A broke guy in a brothel would not get rejected this much. Like, it's
bro,
that bad.
Newcastle let me down, man. I put my neck on the line for you fuckers. Not the fans in general, but the club I'm talking about. Big up to the Newcastle fans, although some of them have like given me abuse, like personal abuse, before in my comments and my and in my DMs when I was talking about their players. But regardless, yeah, because I was cussing out their players. But I put my neck out on the line, bro. Do you know what I mean? I put my neck out on the line saying that I didn't think that they were gonna get Isak, and it looks like they're gonna do it, bro.
This is what happens when you try to mess with the the red cartel and stuff, bro. You don't touch us. You don't mess with us, bro. You try to scrap. Newcastle tried that shit. The red cartel met behind the scenes. We said, okay, you know what? We need to make sure no team gets into the top 6. But no, but in all seriousness, I've said this before and I'm saying it again. Like, I think they need to humble themselves. You're not that guy. Stop trying to shop in the big leagues. If I was Newcastle, because of PSR, because I'm restricted, because I can spend all the money I have, I would just start doing the Brighton theory, the Brighton model. Hire really good scouts to find me top quality talent around the world and sign those players. Unlike Brighton, they're not a selling club, right? So they probably will not sell their players in 3, 4, 5 years. But at least get them really
Brighton
cheap.
is not a model to win, Ash, my humble opinion.
No, it is if you don't sell your players. The problem with Brighton is they buy these young players, they develop them, get them to a good point, and because they don't give a
That's
shit
what I'm
about
saying.
winning.
That's
Yeah,
what
so I'm
I'm
saying
saying. It's not a good
Brighton,
model.
Brighton, but the thing is with Brighton is their model is probably based. The way they attract these players is look what we do to all of these players. We promise you that we'll get you to a big club within such and such years. Newcastle don't need to do that. Newcastle just need to give them a pathway to grow and then become first team players. They need to promise them,
Exactly.
look, we're first team
They
players.
don't need to
I
sell them.
guarantee you, Brighton used that as a selling point. We will get you to the big clubs. Look at how many of our players have gone to the big clubs and we've sold them to the big clubs. We'll get you to a big club because you're an amazing talent.
That's true.
But it doesn't help that Newcastle does not have a sporting director, because who's going to sell this whole Newcastle project to them outside of Eddie Howe?
Yeah,
They've
that's
had
a
three.
that's
They've had three.
Take on it.
They've had 3 sporting directors, I swear.
No, they don't have any. They have.
They don't have
only
anyone
Eddie Howe.
now. They don't have any now.
Yeah, but no, but they've had. I think they've had 3 since the PIF thing has come in.
I don't know.
But get one, man. Just get one and stick with the guy, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's mad. It's
Why
just
for
hopping from.
But at least I'll give them props for trying. I know they got rejected several times from a couple of players. But again, when you go in a head to head with big clubs in terms of heritage, like Manchester United, like Chelsea, like Arsenal, it's very difficult for you to convince the player to bring them overboard to your club. But at least you give them props for trying, because the ambition is obvious. They want to compete. But unfortunately, they're not in 2008, where you get brown envelopes like Manchester City and just spend whatever you want, even though they are the richest owners in the Premier League. So they had to take a step by step. They had to take a step by step.
Someone is
But
speaking
at least
Newcastle
the ambition-
Newcastle needs to cuss City, because City are the reason they cannot spend as much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, unfortunately.
They caused this, bro.
But within like 5 years, if they continue in this in similar manner, they are within the region, in the vicinity of top 4, and they're are slowly progressing towards being a very strong, consistent club that they are always there competing. They will get there sooner or later, because the ambition of the owners of Newcastle is not just to be there for the fun of it. They want to win it, just like City did. They are very serious owners, just like the Qataris in PSG, just like the Emiratis in Manchester City. The Newcastle owners are very, very serious, but unfortunately, Newcastle, when it comes to as a club, is not that big in terms of revenue where they can spend. So they need to grow the revenue slowly through the merchandise, through the shirts, through the all the contracts that they get. But they have to grow slow, unfortunately. But if it was back in 2008 and the PIF got Newcastle, believe me, Newcastle would have been way ahead even of Manchester City. But they had to go slowly. I mean, if I were Newcastle right now, huh?
Why is it unfortunate?
Because of the ambition they want, man. I respect the ambition of the PIF, what they want to do in terms of being the global scale, and they want to put their footprint there. That's fine. But for me, if I were Newcastle, I would buy the good-ish players in the Premier League, like I don't know, the players in the mid-table, the good player from let's say from I don't know, from Sunderland, for example, or somebody from the Championship, a good player there, or here and there, and then slowly grow them. And if they could find somebody who's better, they can just get over that player and get a better player and slowly grow as a club. But going from a zero to a hero is impossible nowadays, especially with the PSR and the FFP in place.
The way this is shown, or the only way it's shown that you can do this, is the Brighton way. In reality, if you have a lot of money, a lot of backing behind you, and you want to grow, the way you can do it is the Brighton way, where you have to have amazing scouts that have eyes like hawks, yeah, and they're able to spot talent from
Yeah, that helps.
from very
Dortmund
young.
as well. Dortmund
Yeah,
as well.
Dortmund as well. Because if you have very good scouts, you can take these players on. You can possibly keep these players rather than doing the Brighton thing of selling them. You can keep them. Yes, unfortunately, PSR and all of this stuff and FFP, even though FFP doesn't affect the Premier League, but PSR, all of this stuff has stopped clubs from being able to do the whole Man City thing and the Chelsea thing, but they just throw money at it and then just throw the kitchen sink at the whole thing and just try and buy everybody. Yeah. Yes, it stopped it, but now there is a way to get out of that. There is a way to be able to grow as a club and to be able to get yourself at maybe not at the same level as the big clubs, but at least to become a bit competitive with the big clubs in regards to spending, where you can do the Brighton thing. You have to have good scouts. You have to have a good director of football who's able to take control and take the reins of the situation and understand what he wants to do, what the aim is, and to go through them with that whole process. Players like Isak, yes, they're going to stay for a bit, but eventually, with all due respect, Newcastle, it's Alexander Isak. He's the best striker in the world, or one of the best strikers in the world. Brother, he's not going to stay at Newcastle for ages, bro. At some point, he's gonna, bro, I want to win leagues. I want to win Champions Leagues. I want to be in contention for Ballon d'Ors. I want to be like Isak has the capabilities to be a possible Ballon d'Or winning striker, bro. With the amount of numbers he could hit at a big club where they're just throwing chances at him. So Newcastle fans have to understand you're gonna lose players, but it's about how do you bounce back from this. If it just
But don't you think they're doing the Brighton right now, Saad? I mean, now they are selling Isak for I don't know how much they're gonna get, like 120 or 130, even maybe up to 140 mil.
No, but they didn't want to
I
sell
mean, compared
Isak.
to what
but they didn't want to sell him. They're being
Yeah, they
forced
didn't
to
want
sell
to
him.
sell him. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand they didn't want it, but if they will, they're gonna get a hefty amount for him. Right?
Brighton,
I mean,
Brighton
I don't
always
remember
try-
how much they got him for. Do you
Brighton-
guys remember how much they got
they
Isak
got
for?
him for 75 mil. The thing is what they did.
Almost double.
They got him for it was expensive. The transfer it was a hefty amount. It was a massive risk, but the risk
Yeah.
paid off. Do you know
I
what
don't.
mean?
I don't, I
Yeah.
don't think they were. I don't think they were doing the whole Brighton thing. I think it's in between of Brighton and the big clubs. You know what I'm saying? It's not the
I
most
totally agree
expensive.
with you here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not the most expensive players in the world, but it's also not the prospects that Brighton bring in for like 10, 15 million. You know what I'm saying? Because they actually
I agree.
bring in like very young prospects for around those prices and not the 50 millions, 60 millions. Brighton is not spenders like that. And I think the one thing that Newcastle did, which did threw their fans off and it got them all gassed and all like, oh my God, I did not expect all of this. You know what I'm saying? Are we going to do this every year? And now they are realizing that they cannot do this every year. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have the revenue, you don't have the stature of the big clubs like Liverpool at the end of the day. They couldn't even give the 300K that Isak wanted per week. They cannot afford that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because they cannot
No, they
spend
can. He just rejected it.
Yeah, no, but no, he didn't reject it. He
No,
wanted
he
it.
asked for it. They just said no. We
Yeah,
can't do it.
they said we
You
cannot
have
give
to
you
lower
that.
your demands.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the biggest issue. The fact that FFP, PSR, all of those stuff is in play. They cannot spend like they did with the Tonalis, like the Isaks every year. And even if they did want that, they went for targets that big teams like Liverpool went for.
Mm.
And obviously you're going to lose that race, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's very simple. They needed to do the whole in-between thing like they did with Isak and with the Tonalis of the world. You know what I'm saying? Go for targets that Liverpool, United, Arsenal, all of those teams don't want. Then you can finally get your players. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
that's
they
the
will
biggest
grow.
issue that they have.
This is also a massive point as well. To big up Ali A for the super chat. Big up Mina as well, and Ali A obviously for the super chat. Newcastle did not expect Isak to kick up a fuss. They didn't. This obviously caught them off guard. The fact because
The transfer request, yes.
Yeah, because the fact that they were so comfortable to just say, "Nah, we're not selling him." it showed me that they didn't. Even the fact that Eddie Howe was just like confused and just saying random shit.
Because the timing is weird, Sad. You know, they just signed Ikitike and then he submitted the transfer request. It was very, very weird timing
Yeah.
for me. I don't
It almost
get
feels
it.
like
Why
an
didn't he
inside
do it
job.
from earlier?
Yeah, if he did it earlier, Ekitike would have been a Newcastle player by now. Because I said this in the last couple of shows. I think nobody will be feeling shitter now than Ekitike because he probably thought, I'm going to Liverpool, I'm starting, like, you know, they're getting me instead of Isak, I'm getting a good move, a massive move. And then a week later, like, oh, actually, we're still getting Isak. I guarantee you, when he was signing this contract, they never told him, oh, we're getting Isak as well. Because why would they tell him that? Like, it should have been a huge turnoff for him. Especially in a World Cup year. Sorry, go
Not
ahead.
necessarily.
No, finish.
No, I was saying, especially in a World Cup year where France already have a bunch of attackers. So for him, he needs to play week in, week out, Champions League and the league to have a proper chance. Because you look at the attackers they have, Colomwani, who I don't think should go, but Deschamps takes him all the time. Dembele, Barcola, Doué, Olise, Mbappe. Those are so many big names.
Isn't Newcastle linked with Colomwani currently next to Jackson?
We're gonna get to that next, bro, because that's a whole different. That's.
I mean, aren't we at the Newcastle section?
I don't see. Actually, you know what? Let's get into that. What the fuck is going on, bro? Like, how do we end up at Nicholas Jackson and if you're even like if you're even contemplating like even spending that kind of money on Nicholas Jackson, these man want 80 mil for him, pounds, sterling, 80 million sterling pounds for Nicholas Jackson, bro. The guy that can't hit a barn door still somehow outscored. I think he's still somehow outscored Havertz. Luckily, or not luckily, he got injured. But I mean, for him, it was less shameful because he got injured. So you could say that he might have scored a few more goals. But brother, this is madness. This is madness. We started off with this. We started off with that, and now we're ending up in just scraping the bottom of the barrel, bro.
I mean, if you see the market right now, there's nobody available, Sad, in terms of strikers.
No. There's options to go for, man. There's options like this is where you have to scout now. This is where you have to scout because you can't drop money. This is what they're about to do right now. Where I'm hearing the only two names is Jackson or Colomwani. Yeah.
Who's available in the market right now?
Bro, all I'm saying is I would if I was
Gonzalo
Newcastle,
Ramos.
If I was Newcastle, I would just go for Mateta, bro.
Even Gonzalo Ramos is
No, but why aren't they going for Mateta? He's like 35.
I don't think Crystal Palace is gonna sell him, especially that we are linked also with Eze.
But bro,
you know,
at the end of the day,
like 3 main players.
No, but listen, at the end of the day, if Mateta wants to join Newcastle, they will sell him to Newcastle. It's just as simple as that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it is.
Yeah, but I don't think Crystal Palace wants to sell.
Okay, but Newcastle also don't want to sell Isak. So where do we go from here? You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, guys! I've got an idea, guys. Newcastle,
Havertz. I saw
chat
that.
to me. A dynamic forward, yeah, tall.
Gabriel
who can play as a midfielder? Who can play as a midfielder as well?
He can play in the 10. He can play in the.
He can play. Wait! Stop! He can play left back where he played for Germany.
Left back.
Left back.
Oh, the Havertz one.
Guys, the header is completely accurate, bro. It doesn't miss, bro. He does not miss.
Listen,
it's all in
I believe,
and he's been going to the gym, guys, and bulking up. So he's broken all records.
Yes,
and he has his own celebration as well.
Yes, and he has an amazing song.
You know, I mean, he's very good, man. I promise you.
Very good. And if you don't want him, we do have alternatives, aka Gabriel Jesus.
My God.
There are options.
That also,
we have a player who's so talented, guys. We have a player who's so talented, guys. He comes with extra like weapons. He comes with crutches, right? Yeah. I'm telling you guys. He
has the extra legs, you know.
Why do you need 2 legs on the pitch when you can have 4? Guys,
He comes with extra steel in his knee. You know what I'm saying?
extra steel. He comes with steel and granite. He's tough, bro. Come on.
Steel and granite.
And why do you want a striker whose dream and passion is to score goals? Our striker says his forte is not to score goals. He literally said it in the press conference, guys. He will do everything else, though. He'll do everything else, but he won't score goals.
Come on, guys.
I can't believe a striker actually went to a press conference after the Brazil game and said, "Everyone knows, like, my strength is not scoring goals."
Bro, and now listen. Look at the difference between the striker. But look at the difference between the striker we have now, who lives and breathes goals. You know what I'm saying? And the guy that says, my strongest suit is not scoring goals. And also,
I wanted to alleviate the stress a little bit.
You know what's funny? This comment of Caliguna, it's so funny because it reminded me of that one scene. Did you guys watch Dragon Ball Z growing up? You know what I'm saying? Remember when Frieza came back to Earth like a whole robot out before Trunks killed him? You know what I'm saying? That's actually Jesus.
I wish he comes with that kind of upgrade, bro. It's guys.
Like actually, bro.
But on a real, what's happening with Newcastle, man? What the fuck is happening? Obviously, I don't.
They signed Elanga.
Hold on. Because for some weird reason, Sammy has just become the Newcastle spokesperson. So let's just go to Sammy first. Sammy, what's going on with Newcastle, brother? What are they doing, man?
His people own the club, right?
You're a Saudi
Exactly. That's why. I mean, that's
just tell us, bro.
Hey,
Sammy, how are the numbers looking, bro? How's the investments going, bro? Let me know.
How the numbers looking is insane, bro.
That was a low ball to you, but okay, I'll take it. Oh man, I just said, guys. I mean, Newcastle are moving crazy. I mean, look, I'll give you the way that PIF really thinks, and this is for real, guys. If you look at the PIF owned clubs, and those are the local clubs, the Saudi league, which is Al Ahly, Hilal, Ittihad, and Al Nasser, they're moving nuts when it comes to spending, bringing all these crazy players with huge amounts of money. And unfortunately, the PIF cannot do the same when it comes to the Premier League. So they have to take it step by step. And I told you guys that it's not possible for you to compete with the big clubs when it comes to the pull and the attraction of Manchester United, for example. Even though Manchester United were bums last season, but still, it's Manchester United, 20 Premier League winners. I mean, it's a big club. Yeah, you cannot compete with the likes of Chelsea. You cannot compete with the likes of Manchester City right now. It's very difficult for Newcastle to compete, and especially when your fan base is quite relatively smaller than those clubs, and your revenues are way lower. I really don't know the numbers of the revenue of Newcastle compared to those to the big clubs in the Premier League. So I think it's very, very difficult for them to compete in 1 or 2 years. So they will need like 5 years until we see really Newcastle can compete when it comes to pull, attraction, and get those players that they really want. But at the moment, they will have to take the L. And we've seen it with the Isak, we've seen it with the Sesko. They'll have to take a lot of L's, but I give them the props for trying at least. At least they have the balls and say, hey, listen, we want to win, we want to sign this. Even though they get rejected, at least they're trying. I mean, they're moving like a big club, even though they're not yet a big club. But you got to give them props for that. That's all I can say for now. But you can ask me this question maybe 2 or 3 years from now.
I don't know. I feel like they need to change the strategy. Otherwise, they're going to be in serious trouble because clubs are just going to come after the players one by one. If Isak leaves, Bruno
I'm going to use your logic. You like progression, right? Where was Newcastle and where is Newcastle right now?
But they haven't progressed. So if they lose Isak, they're not progressing. They're regressing because they're not going to compete.
No,
they're not
I'm saying as overall as a team, not in terms of their song.
I understand that, but like,
bro, you just want us to compliment Saudi Arabia, you fraud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. He just wants us to say.
Well, you guys gave me the spokesman the mic, so
we know what your games are. You know what I'm saying? We know what your games are, bro.
I gotta defend my people, man. I gotta.
And by the way, I think Isak leaving is a big problem because I think even players like Bruno Guimaraes might start considering to leave as well, and he is someone who probably can get into many top teams out there.
Gordon as
and
well.
and
He's also wanted. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Enough players.
100%. And Bruno G, like the thing is, he's not even going to cost that much. Like Isak is going for over 100 million. Bruno G will probably go for like 60, 70 million. So I don't know. Like it's going to be crazy. I think for me, if I were Newcastle right now, whatever happens, and I'm not even saying it like out of fear of competition or something, I actually think Liverpool are winning the league regardless. If I were Newcastle, I would keep him by force regardless for this coming season. People will be like, oh yeah, but how will, like, what if he doesn't want to play anymore? That's BS. Carlos Tevez threw a fuss at Man City. He stayed a whole season and actually was top scorer, if I'm not wrong. Neymar threw a fuss, wanted to leave PSG, was getting booed the first 4, 5, 6 games of the season, and then was one of their best players that season. Same with Harry Kane. Freaking interviewed with Gary Neville and said goodbye to his teammates and to the staff. Gentleman's agreement with Danny Levy. He stayed 2 more seasons. If I were Newcastle, I would keep Isak, say, listen, we need you for this year. We'll figure out a replacement throughout the season.
They will reinvest? Don't you think they will reinvest that money?
They don't have time to reinvest in a quality player right now. Any player they get now post Isak is rushed and desperation because they've been rejected already by Pedro, by Dela, by Mbuemo, by freaking Ekitike. If I were them, keep Isak for this year. Anyways, next year you can still get him for like 100 million because he still has 2 years left after this season. Keep him for this season and spend the whole season scouting and finding the right next Isak, if you want to call him that. Go and do that because at least then you're ready and you can go agree with the player early. You can go agree with the club versus you coming and looking like a beggar now, going after Pedro, Delap, going after Ekitike, going after Sesko and getting rejected by everyone because other clubs have chased them as well. Yeah. You need to keep Isak for the season. Otherwise, it's going to be a big step back.
It's just very unfortunate that they wanted the exact same targets as the likes of Man U and Liverpool because, let's be real, guys, Ekitike is literally the Isak mold for Newcastle to improve him, to make him the next 120, 130 million striker. You know what I'm saying? He was actually perfect for them because I genuinely believe Newcastle can improve him to one of those strikers if the talent actually succeeds in the Premier League. You know what I'm saying? But it's just very, like I said, very unfortunate that the targets that they chased, their main targets, even their second choices, third choices, they are chased by big teams.
They have to take the L now.
And now they have to settle to the Wissas of the world. And who knows, even Wissa probably would reject them. You know what I'm saying? Nicholas Jackson.
I see the chat are moving and saying they're going for Samo or whatever. I haven't really seen the news.
Yeah,
lately,
I did. I saw a report linking them with Samo, yeah.
I don't believe that's a good signing for them. I think that's a signing that you would make if you have absolutely no other choice. If I were them, I would still think about pursuing someone like Wissa, for example. I don't know why Mateta is not linked with anyone. I would go for Mateta if I was Newcastle.
Believe me, I agree with you, T. That's the players they need to go for right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I 100% agree with you.
Because nobody wants him as well. Go for him, and you can buy him. Because let's be real, guys. Mateta, I would believe Mateta would join Newcastle over Crystal Palace. You know what I'm saying? It would be one of those.
What about Watkins? What about Watkins? Do you think should go for someone like him?
They are, but I did read that they were pursuing him, but I don't believe that they value him around the same price as Aston Villa, which is around 65 million. They do not want to spend that money on someone like him. Apparently, I don't know for sure.
I think going back to what Ash was saying about these players leaving, these players being brought in, from what we've seen and what we've learned on the Isak situation, these players have clearly been promised a project with them having high aspirations, getting players in of top quality eventually, and being able to bring players of top quality into the club to join these players. The fact that Isak is now the reasoning for him doing all of this is because he doesn't think they've got the correct ambition to go to it. Now, regardless of whether they try to get it done, ambition is also getting the deals over the line. Arsenal can go and try and sign Lamine Yamal right now, but the ambition is if you actually get that over the line.
Wait, we could?
No, they could easily go and try put in a bid, but it's about actually getting that player over the line. That's the real ambition.
Arteta will probably play him.
I would respect Arsenal if they do that and get rejected.
He would, you know
No,
what he
but
would
the
say? Ashraf, he
rejection,
would say he's too young. He needs to improve still. You know what I'm saying? So he would bench him for Saka.
the rejection,
Exactly.
the rejection is just a situation that that just sits there, and that this is the situation that they're in, bro. This is the situation that they're in. That these players have been promised a project. They've been promised players to come in, and it will start off with Isak. Then these big clubs have very, very, very deep pockets. If Newcastle think that this is all it is, and then they're gonna have a chance next summer or the summer after, no. Liverpool have very deep pockets. Man United have very deep pockets. Man City have very deep pockets. Arsenal have deep pockets. Chelsea have very deep pockets, and so do Spurs. Even though they don't spend no money, they have very deep pockets. These clubs will continue to spend, and don't be surprised if they come back for your players. Don't be surprised if a City come in for a Bruno Gomes. I don't actually City. I don't think so because they've got their midfielders in now. But don't be surprised
They got
if
Winders.
a Liverpool, if Liverpool sell McAllister to Real Madrid, which that deal could possibly happen within the next 1 to 2 years, Bruno Gomes will go to Liverpool. He will be a Liverpool player because Liverpool will drop the 60 or 70 or whatever, or 80 million or however much it will be to get him. So don't think that these players would just stay because of loyalty and they love the club and up the tune and all of this stuff, because these players have very short careers and they will do what's best for their career. They will do what's best for them, winning trophies, building a legacy and having their names up there with the very best. It's just this is just the harsh reality of the Premier League. You have to continue to build the club and build it very quickly, because I think the Newcastle owners can do it, but they have to change their strategy. They can't be going for these big players right now. They have to be smart. Work smarter, not harder.
They need to build up the brand Newcastle first. They need to win more. They need to be more global.
Yes, there we
You know
thank
what
you,
I'm
T.
saying? And then
you,
you
T.
can actually spend that kind of money. The reason why Man
Exactly.
United can spend this amount of money while finishing 15th, losing the Europa League final with no Champions League money, is because they are Manchester United at the end of the day. Yes, there is a
Exactly.
big
Okay.
difference between the incomes if you compare it to Liverpool's, which was back in the day a lot closer. You know what I'm saying? But it is still a lot of money, and they can still afford these kinds of prices. Bro, they even made a whole new trainings facility next to buying these players, bro. They spent like 250 million, almost 300 million, and they made a whole new trainings facility. You know why? Because they are the brand Manchester United. And Newcastle need to build that up first. City was not. City was lucky because they didn't have the same restrictions as Newcastle has currently. If
PSR
that
and
wasn't the
everything.
case, Newcastle would have bought the best of the best players right now, and they would have built that brand as fast as Manchester City did back in the day. And now they need to do this
Even Man
slowly
City
and
did, and even Man City did exactly what you're saying, bro. They built the massive training
No,
facility.
no, 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 no,
Have you
no,
seen?
no, no, no.
Have you seen their training facility, bro?
No, but what I'm trying to say is Man City does it in a shorter
They went
amount
from
of time.
Duff into Robinho. Come on,
Yes,
man.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? They did it in a way
Yeah,
shorter
but
amount of time because you didn't have FFP, you didn't have PSR, you didn't have these restrictions and blah blah blah. And Newcastle
Yes.
does have these restrictions, which and ends up into now you need to build up the brand Newcastle before you can spend this kind of money. And that's why this whole process is going way
Facts.
slower for Newcastle, because they need to build that up first. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
how
I
it is.
100%
listen, man,
agree.
it's
No, no,
it's
you're
it's
right, T.
it's it's mad unfortunate for Liverpool. Listen, I like Liverpool. Liverpool, bun Liverpool, but I like Newcastle. I
Mm.
like Newcastle. I like Newcastle.
Allah makes you say things that you actually believe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
To be honest,
I agree.
until this last season, I actually didn't mind Liverpool, but now their fans are starting to get really annoying. Do you know what I mean? So it is a bit starting to jar me a bit. But I never really minded Liverpool, to be honest, as a club. Apart from the times where Firmino would come out of nowhere and just score again. It was the players, Firmino, Jota, God rest his soul, and who else? Sadio Mane, bro. I swear, man. Those three
Sadio
players, bro,
Mane, lads.
the best player in the world.
The best
Those
player in the
those
world.
three players, I don't know what they are, especially
How's the
Firmino
accent?
and Jota. Yeah, especially Firmino and Jota, God rest his soul. Those two, bro, they scored against us so much, bro. It's like they had, I don't know what agenda they had against us. I felt like it was freaking De Bruyne. De Bruyne as well,
Especially
bro.
Jota.
This guy,
Yeah,
I don't know what
it
De Bruyne
almost felt
had.
like they had a clause in their contract that if you score against Arsenal, you get
Arsenal,
50K extra.
you
know
get
what I'm
bonuses.
saying?
If you
Like-
score against Arsenal, there's bonuses, bro. I swear. But listen,
like Salah has with Manchester United. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, Salah, they gave him a bonus for Man United. You score in Man United games, brother. We're filling up your pocket, bro. We're filling up your pocket. You're eating good that month. But listen, let's move on from the Newcastle thing. Let's speak about Arsenal. Let's start off with the Arsenal. We'll get to the Chelsea in a bit, but let's speak about Arsenal.
Chelsea.
We watched the game. We watched the game against Villarreal, which was, mate. There's still so much. Like, I don't know whether it's just because it's preseason. Well, I can't even say that because we've been firing in preseason. We've looked fluid in preseason, and we looked so good in preseason before. But right now, the team just looks dry, bro. The team just looks dry. Yeah, the players, like that Villarreal game, bro. I was getting vexed. I was getting vexed at Saka because he was just crossing the ball into Gyökeres when he clearly wants the ball to feet. I was getting vexed at Ethan Waneri because the guy is more interested in doing flicks and tricks and trying to do a Lionel Messi run. Yeah, going past 3-4 players, brother. Just pass the ball to Victor Gyökeres. He's making a run, and Martinelli. Let me not even say what I want to say about Martinelli, because if I speak about this, just leave my club, mate. I'm done with you. I've had enough. I washed my hands with this guy. I need him to leave now. Yeah, I don't even care if we keep Trossard at this point. We need to get rid of Martinelli. The guy is done. He's done at our club. It's done. I cannot see a future where Martinelli is a starting winger for me anymore. I can't. I can't, bro. For me personally, and we're not changing the way we're playing to suit what Victor Gyökeres does best, which is ball to feet. Look at the lanes. Look at the runs that he's making. Pass to him. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
We need to play our full-fledged squad tomorrow, because I need to see what our full-fledged squad can do. I'm talking about Rice and Zubamendi. And I need to see what can happen with Gyökeres on the pitch. Play Saka on the right. I don't know who you're going to play on the left. I don't know. Wallah, I don't know. And play the just play the full starting 11. None of this bullshit where you're trialing players here or there. Fuck all that right now, bro. Yeah? I need to see the starting 11 and see where Victor Gyökeres fits into this, because I need to see what's going on. Because right now, I'm getting vexed already, bro. And I don't think we're going to win a league this season or a Champions League, because I don't believe in the manager. But regardless, yeah, Habibi, we need to, do you know what I mean? We need to.
I mean, the thing is, Saad, which is alarming for me, and I mentioned this at my stream as well. You guys, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I do streams these days. You know what I'm saying? I do streams these days. The thing is, it almost feels like these players did not have any time off. We look knackered. We look tired. We look uninterested. The fact that Arteta is trying very weird combinations of 11s, you know what I'm saying? For example, you sub off Gyökeres while you bring in creative players like Ødegaard, like Max Downman, you know what I'm saying? Instead of keeping in Gyökeres for a little longer to see how he gels with those kinds of players, you sub him off straight away, and you put Merino at striker, who had one of the biggest stinkers of the day, in my opinion, next to Martinelli. I believe the midfield that we've saw of Norgard and Merino was literally one of the most tragic midfield combinations I've seen in a while at this Arsenal team. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I do not care about the result. Bun the result. Who cares about preseason results? You know what I'm saying? For me, if you look at the league and when it's starting, The league is going to start next Sunday for us. You know what I'm saying? We're going to play Manchester United, which is in 8 days. You know what I'm saying? These players look knackered. They do not look ready. And the main 11 did not play together once. You know what I'm saying? If it's going to happen tomorrow, this is going to be the first time that the main 11 actually play together. And I'm talking about Zubimendi, Rice, Ødegaard, you know what I'm saying? Gyökeres, Saka, maybe Madueke if you want to play him, or probably Martinelli, considering the fact that Madueke just joined the camp. But at the end of the day, we just do not look ready. For me, the biggest thing that I look at preseason is fitness and how ready do you look. You know what I'm saying? And our players just do not look ready whatsoever. If anything, even United look way fresher than us currently. And I'm not saying United are better than us in any way. What I'm trying to say is we do not look fresh. We do not look like we had time off. You know what I'm saying? And also, the one thing that caught my eye, and I need to mention this, is Arteta does not know how to play with a striker, like an actual out-and-out striker. He wants this striker to get involved. He wants this striker to drop deep. You know what I'm saying? And Gyökeres is not going to provide you of those things. You know what I'm saying? If you look at Gyökeres, he had 14 touches this whole game. 14 touches, bro. In 60 minutes that he played. You know what I'm saying? Those are Kai Havertz numbers, guys. You know what I'm saying? Even worse than Kai Havertz.
Why you didn't say those are Haaland number?
Yeah, okay. Maybe also Haaland numbers. But at the end of the day, these players do not know how to provide him. Like you said, Saad, they were crossing it instead of giving the ball into his feet. You know what I'm saying? The through balls. The fact that we still go left and right and backwards instead of doing line-breaking passes through the middle, giving nice through balls to Gyökeres so he can sprint and shoot to the goal. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we do not play into his strengths. And I know this is the first game that he actually started, and he had 15 minutes before that. He still needs to get used to the team, used to the everything, blah, blah, blah. But all I've seen from this team right now is that we do not look fit. Arteta's system is going way too stale. The players look uninterested. And we need to change up the system to make our new players suit the system way better, a.k.a. Gyökeres. You know what I'm saying? But we did have some positives, which is Max Tauman, who got another penalty, which is Ethan Nwaneri, even though he irritated Jusat, which I agree with. He did look very lively, and he was shooting on the goal constantly, and I like that from my number 10. You know what I'm saying? Mosquera, all things considered, looked very clean. You know what I'm saying? I genuinely thought, oh, he's rapid, bro, this Mosquera guy. He looks very decent to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's the positive. But like I said, in this case, the negatives outweigh the positives for me. And I know it's preseason. I know people say do not overreact and blah, blah, blah. And I am not overreacting. Like I said, I do not care about the score. The most important thing for me was the fitness. And in this case, we do not look ready to start a Premier League campaign. And our first game is in Old Trafford. So I feel like we are a little bit in trouble currently. And I cannot wait to see tomorrow's game to see how this team will look. Because, like I said, we just do not look ready, bro. Actually.
Ash, would you like to go next, or?
Yeah, I don't mind going next. Look, I've said it before. I'm not concerned about how we play against the Big Six, because knowing this coward manager and how he sets us up against the Big Six, he tends to shut teams well, and his record in the last 2 seasons speaks well of it. But I don't even think a draw would be good enough, in my opinion. Like in that game, I think we need to start winning. We need to start the league winning, and we need to also play a very, very good expansive game against Leeds the game after. By that Leeds game, I'll probably have a very good idea of how the season is going to go, because if he wins that first game against United, no matter how he plays, and then he ends up playing a proper attacking game against Leeds, I might be a bit more positive, thinking, okay, you know what, he might change his tactics this season. But I don't know if that's going to be the case, to be honest. I didn't watch the game, obviously, but I was seeing some tweets from Chelsea fans who were laughing at Arsenal for giving them 52 million only for them to go and get Gittins, who apparently had a very good game coming off the bench. I saw one of the Arsenal accounts, also more Arsenal call us embarrassing for not going after someone like Gittins instead of Madueke. So, hey, just remember Ash was here first. Remember, guys, Ash was here first in January.
Allah is the best.
Yeah, I am. But yeah, look, honestly, I'm not that excited by the window. I'm not that excited by the friendlies. I didn't even know our friendlies tomorrow. Like until Sad said tomorrow, I was like, huh? We're playing tomorrow. Like it's honestly that like soul sucking. I don't give a shit about losses in the
Hey,
preseason.
yo.
That's fine. It's yeah, I said soul sucking, bro. I don't care about like losses in the preseason. I care about performance more than anything. And I didn't watch the AC Milan game, so maybe that was good. I don't know. But none of the other games I watched, I looked at it and said, damn, those are good performances. We can carry that to the Premier League. You guys remember when we played the 22-23 season, before the preseason of the 22-23 season? We looked electric that preseason. We destroyed Chelsea 4-0, destroyed Sevilla 6-0. Obviously, Gabriel Jesus was new to the team, and we were all excited. We're like, oh my God, we have a nice striker, like, and Zinchenko as well, obviously, who came in, and Saliba. And nothing this preseason gives me that sort of hint. I don't know. I feel it's going to be like rinse and repeat. Yes, we got our striker, Gyökeres. I saw some good glimpses of him in the last game against Villarreal. Like there was a time when he ran off, brushed the defender away, and then slotted Saka in. There was another time where he took a shot from the right side. Like you could see some things about him that tell you why he's a top striker and why he just wants to score all the time. But honestly, that doesn't excite me that much, given what our opponents are doing. I think Chelsea are getting a lot stronger, are closing the gap with us. City have made very, very good signings. Yes, there's question marks on how will Rodri come back, how will Reinders and Shirky settle in, blah, blah, blah. All that's fine. But they've made very good signings, to be honest. And when you add to it that Liverpool have also strengthened like crazy while they're the champions, our summer for me is very lackluster. And by the way, let me say this, not a single transfer we have done outside Gyökeres is an improvement or moves the needle for us. Not one. There's literally zero transfers that move the needle for us. And I still stick by what I said before. I think Madueke, if anything, regresses us in that position. Because back then, if Saka, God forbid, would get injured, we'd have Ethan Nwaneri playing, who knows, maybe even Max Dauman playing like a couple of games here and there. Now, if Saka gets injured, guess who's going to start right wing? One of the worst wingers in the league. So yeah, it is what it is. But honestly, I'm starting to become less and less negative and more just realistic and accepting of, look, just it's over. We're not going to get the manager out. We're probably not winning the league. Just watch the games and celebrate them one by one in a vacuum, and we'll see what happens.
Well, for me, honestly, you know when you overcook the steak and it's a bit chewy, I think that's what happened with Arteta with the team. When we saw him first cook, the steak was juicy and a big pause there. But and that's why we're seeing Max Dauman really flourish. We've seen Nwaneri really good in the pitch, and I think that's because they still didn't get the Arteta robotic systematic chip in their head yet.
Yeah, it'll get taken
And,
away from them. Don't worry, it'll get sucked out of them.
Yeah, and I hope that doesn't happen.
Bro.
And
Bro, I come back and you're talking about sucking again, bro. Hold up.
Yeah, well,
This guy's
to be
such
honest,
a child, bro. I swear.
it is a bit concerning to see the way we play. But again, for Gyökeres, I think, I mean, it's not fair for us to, I mean, even talk about Gyökeres' performance, because when you play Norgard and Marino and the midfield, I mean, what do you expect? I mean, there's no creativity whatsoever when it comes to somebody who can pass the ball and break the lines. And Marino's not that guy, and Norgard's not that guy. Nwaneri is still, relatively a kid, so you can't put that pressure on him to create like I mean, somebody who's a senior like Odegaard. So yeah, I would judge Gyökeres when Odegaard and Zubamendi and Rice, when we play our strong midfield, and that's when maybe we would see some improvement when it comes to utilization of a striker and Gyökeres, to be specific. But also, what is alarming is the left wing, which is a situation that I mean, if we really don't address it, we're gonna be walking with crutches next season. We're gonna be one-legged when it comes to attacking positions, we're going to depend again on Saka, and that's what I saw again. Saka was every ball was going through Saka. Saka crosses, even Saka cuts inside and shoots the ball. And we see nothing from the left side. Funny enough, when Madueke came in, I saw a little bit of something, and he's better than Martinelli. He shocked me that he's better than Martinelli. It's not that I rate Madueke to be a good signing, but from what I see, I think Arteta's gonna utilize him as a left wing. Not the best of the choices, but I think when you see what we have when it comes to Martinelli and Trossard, it is devastating to even think that we're gonna play Madueke as a left wing. And T and I were discussing this last in his stream. I don't know if Arteta want to rejuvenate the idea to have a left-footed to play in the left wing, as a wide forward and start, which gives him more width than depth, I would say, and start crossing the ball even more into Gyökeres and to feed him more into the box. I'm not really sure what Arteta has in mind, but again, I agree with Saad. We want to see some the starting 11 to be strong, just to see what really can happen, like a small glimpse. I mean, I don't want to see Norgard and Marino again in that midfield or whatsoever. I mean, it's just irritating to watch. It's too slow. It's too lethargic, and and funny enough, the best players that we have in pitch is the youngsters that we have from Max Dauman and the cameo he had, and Wanieri. He looked really good at many occasions. Uh, I mean, if we look at the preseason, yes, Sad was right. We usually really play good at preseasons. I remember the 22-23 preseason before we even challenged. We really looked sharp. We were fluid. I mean, the players looked homogenized. They looked, they there was some sort of tactics induced into them, and you can see it. You can see it really happening. But now I'm seeing quite the opposite. It's like the players don't know. It's like the first time they play with each other, and it's. I don't know. Maybe it's because Arteta ran out of ideas, or the players are fed up with him. I'm not sure what's happening there, but let's see. Let's wait and see until the next game. I hope Arteta fixes up. I don't want to see this shit, that minutes in the tank bullshit. I want to see our strong 11. Yes, it's a preseason. You can play your youngsters, but I mean, come on, Norgard, Marino. I mean, it's just weird, man. It's just weird to have that. Mosquera looked okay. He is a bit rapid, but again, I think I saw this maybe at Lee Gunner maybe show one time that he mentioned that Mosquera he's that fast, but when it comes to defending 1v1, he's that bad, and that's why he had to recover his mistakes and stuff. Maybe it's true because I never watched the player, so I'm not gonna pretend here to be the expert on the La Liga or Mosquera to be specific. But I think we needed that defender, right-footed defender, because of we had Tomiyasu who's was always injured, and we don't have really a cover for Saliba. We only have Kivior, and we saw what Kivior did in that game. He was horrible. So I don't know, man. Going into next season, I agree. Also agree with Ash. I'm really not excited about this season. I'm just gonna vibe with it, and let's hope for the. I mean, fingers crossed, and I hope for the best. And yeah, Liverpool are favorites, man. And if we don't get really left wing and in the next coming week, I don't see us even competing in any competition, to be honest.
Why didn't you like Madueke, you fraud, huh?
Yeah, I liked him in the game. I mean, I'm looking at the game in
I'm just,
an
I'm
individual,
I'm
but
just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding.
I don't rate the player. I mean, but he is our player now. I mean, like it or not, he's wearing
He
the
actually looked
jersey.
horrible. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think he looked horrible.
I'm better than Martinelli,
No, but bro, put me there, and I would do better than Martinelli. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand where you find this idea that Madueke looked decent in this game, because for me, every time he got the ball, he stood there and he passed the ball sideways. I don't understand where you see this great performance from.
I saw a couple of runs from him. I'm not gonna say he's wow or anything like that or something crazy. I'm saying he looked good. I'm not saying he looked wow or
Yeah.
the 9 out of 10 performance. He is a solid 6 or 7 out of 10. You know what I mean? It's normal from any winger. There's nothing really special, and there's nothing really bad about it. That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, like I said, tomorrow's game will show us a lot. And for me, the feeling that I have right now currently is next to Eze, we need a left winger, bro. This team needs a left winger. We have no left side whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of them situations where I just look at this team and say, bro, again, we did make 6 signings, but most of them were replacements. Once again, Ashraf said it as well. We need to improve on what we had, and we didn't. You know what I'm saying? And we still fall short. We do have Gyökeres, but if you don't have a left side who cannot provide him with some assists and other stuff, then it's still going to be a long, long season for us, because at the end of the day, we will still play Saka and Inshallah. At some point, we would even playing Max Dauman and Inshallah, bro. You know what I'm saying? 15 years old, bro. You know? And it's one of them situations where I hope that I'm wrong, but for me, the team currently right now looks like it's not done yet still. You know? We still need to do more.
Yeah, listen, man. Talking about Arsenal at the moment is really depressing, man. And it's mad because we've actually got a very good team. You know what I mean? We've got a very, very good team. But it's mad how it's depressing to talk about Arsenal, because we know we don't know for a fact we could still go out there and win a league, but the percentage of the likelihood of us winning that league next season is not very high. Do you know what I mean? Not very high at the moment.
Yeah.
But regardless, listen, tomorrow we need to play very, very well. I need to see changes in the way that we're playing. I need to see Victor Gyökeres more involved in the game, not just left in a situation where he's just constantly making the right runs, but not being found in the right positions, not being passed the ball enough. Like, do you know what I mean? I need these guys to play. You've actually got a striker now who's making runs, so pass him the ball. Stop playing like you're solo, trying to do your own thing. Now, the left wing, because I saved some chats on here. By the way, Fonzie is saying big up to love the football takes here. Sans Sard hashtag Arteta in. I don't know what Sans Sard mean, but hashtag Arteta in. So big up to Fonzie. Big up to Fonzie. Akmal is saying, are we signing a left wing or Eze? Any news? Well, at the moment, news, what we've been given is that apparently Rodrigo, the interest is there.
Jacquet,
But,
whatever his name is.
oh yeah, we get into Jackie or Jacquet or however you pronounce it. I don't know. It's a centre back. Jacquet.
Yeah.
Oh, the young prospect, the new Saliba, aka yeah.
But in regards to the news, what we got yesterday, which apparently Latte where Sammy Mock
Rodrigo on loan, wasn't it news there or anything about it? Like
yeah. I'm just about to say it, actually, you fraud. Can you give me a second? Can you give me a second? I haven't got this to hand. Yeah. Listen, we're not freaking Sky Sports where we just say something and then they just put it up straight away. We actually have to look for this. But let me. Sammy Mockbell yesterday said, and his words, Arsenal's interest in Rodrigo is absolutely genuine, but the stumbling block is the cost and the wages, which will be 250k per week, if not more. If it was a loan, there would have to be some sort of obligation. That's what he said on.
I have an easy solution, a very easy solution that opens up those wages. We already saw a backup striker against Villarreal in Moreno, so just sell Havertz. Why do you need Havertz? You get rid of 280k a week. You get rid of 280k a week. I guarantee you, some club will buy him for at least 40 million. If
Brother,
50 million.
Get rid of Jesus. That get rid of Jesus and Havertz. That takes 500 and something million.
Yeah, but
so
just
where is Bayern München?
Wages.
He's
500,
German.
No, 500k a week.
Havertz is literally destined to play for Bayern München under Kompany, bro. Where is Bayern München, bro? You know, so take him away from us. Like, actually, bro, wallah, take him away from us.
But the left wing signing at the moment, because he did say something yesterday on Eze, which I'll bring up right now. So on Eze, he said Arsenal's most likely left wing signing, where the most concrete and has where the interest is most concrete and has the most validation is Eberechi Eze. So that's Sami Mokbel saying now. So going against what I read before of David Ornstein saying it's a 10. Where to be honest, this is weird because some people are saying it's a left wing signing, some people are saying it's a 10, or he's only a 10. So I don't know. But he said it genuinely is. But at the moment there are obstacles in front of that deal happening, and apparently Arsenal have distanced themselves. Crystal Palace want to do a deal, and Eze wants to do the deal, but apparently Arsenal are the ones that have moved away. Does that mean they've got somebody else in mind, or they want to bring in somebody else? We don't know. But at the moment, Eze is top of that list. Now, I don't know who we're going to get, but we still need reinforcements. We still need players to come in that attack. We need a left wing. Like you guys said, the left wing is... there's no left side, bro. We have no left side. We need to bring in a left winger. We need to bring in somebody who's a needle mover. And somebody that can raise the levels. If we don't bring in a level raiser, what's the point? We're just staying stagnant or staying in the same position.
I think we're waiting for the outgoing first. I mean, we have still Fabio Vieira in the team. We have still Nelson in the team. We have I don't know. I mean, you have to get rid of those players first. And if I think Ben Jacobs said that Arsenal will only move for the left wing if and only if one of the Trossard or Martinelli move out the club, and then Arsenal will actually move for a left wing. But I don't see it happening because I mean the window is going to close soon, and I don't see how they will do all of this business within this short time of span. I mean, it's just very difficult to do it. But yeah, let's wait and see. I mean, I think the outgoing is as much as important as also bringing the players. That frees up a little bit of wages, and you can get and recoup a little bit of funds from there, in my opinion.
Okay, and I'm gonna rip the band-aid off.
Lokonga's there as well. I forgot about Lokonga as well.
I'm gonna rip the band-aid off, bro, because I cannot stand the way this club moves at some things. You know what I'm saying? And this is one particular thing that very, very irritated me. This specific transfer window, yeah. Why are we going out and spending 50+ million on a backup winger when we need to buy Eze, who is a main team player, and we need to sell to buy someone like him? It's the dumbest thing that we've done this window, bro. I do not understand why we were in such a hurry to bring in someone like Madueke, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you would tell me, oh, you know what, we need to sell Zinchenko, we need to sell Trossard to buy someone like Madueke, I would be fine with that, and I would wait until the end of the window until that was done. I would not agree with the player itself, but I would be like, you know what, you know what, sure, go ahead. But the fact that we did this with Eze just annoys me, bro. Like, actually, it just annoys me because you're telling me, oh, Eze is a midfielder, but then you're saying Ethan Vanieri is the Ødegaard backup. He's going to be the rotation piece with Ødegaard. And then you have Max Stallman, you know what I'm saying, who apparently also can play 10, you know what I'm saying, and right wing. So, like, what are we doing here? Why did we go out and spend our funds on backups before we actually bought our main players? I don't understand this, bro. It's very annoying to me that the fact that we are haggling to buy someone like Eze, who would actually be our number 10 and start as our main number 10. You know what I'm saying? It's very annoying to me that we are doing this with Eze, bro, because he should have been an Arsenal player currently. You know what I'm saying? And it just tells me, like Nico is saying in the chat, it's because probably Madueke is going to start for us. You know what I'm saying?
I can't lie.
I would still buy Eze before him, bro. What'd you say? I told
everybody that he's gonna be the starting 11. He's gonna be a starting left winger. He is gonna play in left wing for us. A lot of his minutes are gonna be at the left wing, bro.
But even
if that's true,
you still need to prioritize players like Eze over players like Madueke. We wasted money. Now we don't have funds to buy the players that we actually want, who actually improve this team. And it's just very annoying to me. And I am trying to stay calm and just say, oh, it's preseason and we still have a month left of the transfer window. But at this moment of time, I won't be surprised if we don't buy Eze at all. Like actually. You know what I'm saying? Because the players that would make us money are still here. Let alone those players. We have Lokonga walking in the trainings facility. We have Reece Nelson walking in the trainings facility. You know what I'm saying? What are we doing, bro? I thought Berta was going to fix all of this. But apparently, it's still not working out. And I don't know when it's
Why
going
is
to
it
be
taking
fixed.
so long?
Yeah.
That's the problem for me. Why does it take us so long to like sell a player? Like it always seems like there's a whole saga that has to go on before a player is sold from Arsenal. Meanwhile, you see players like, how long did that Jarrell Kwanzaa thing go for? What, a few
Not
days?
long. Not long.
A couple of days, maybe 2-3 days, and then bang, here we go. He's off to Leverkusen. Done.
And a good amount as well. I mean, Arsenal not known for
Like,
big
brother,
sales.
it's not difficult, bro. It's not difficult to sell players. I'll be completely real. Like these man, I don't know why these man take so long to sell players. Sell these players, they're bums. Get rid of them. Yeah, take what you can at this point, and then spend it back into the squad before the start of the season. We need these players in before the start of the season. We can't be going into the start of the season with Martinelli at the left wing or possibly Madueke at the left wing. No Eze. Do you know what I mean? Even if, to be honest, I don't agree with Eze playing. I'd rather go and get left winger. I don't agree with Eze playing at the left wing. But regardless, we need somebody at the left wing now. We need somebody at the left wing. I don't know why it always takes... it's only our club. It's only Arsenal that are so shit at selling and so shit at getting rid of their players. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how shit we are at selling our players.
It's been
or
like
just
this
getting deals
for
done.
the past 20 years.
Yeah, but I'm sick of it, bro. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired because I constantly see other clubs doing very, very well in selling players, bro. And it's like, bro, why can't we have that feeling? Why can't we as Arsenal fans just have that feeling
why,
once?
right? It's because we pay our players
Wages.
high wages.
Mad wages.
That other clubs do not want to pay that much. Gerald Kwanzaa was on what, 30, 40, 50K a week? Like that's not something that big of an issue. Same with Madueke. Madueke was on what, 30, 40, 50K a week? Like these wages are easy to like get rid of when you have players like that. We don't have players of that kind. The players
Isn't Madueke 140 or something?
with Chelsea, no. With Chelsea, he was earning 50K or less for sure. I remember that.
Who
I don't know how much.
Madueke?
Yeah.
I don't know how much we are paying him.
Madueke is on 50K here. He was earning 50K there. They managed to get him the same money, so they're paying him
Okay,
the
there
same
you
money he
go.
was getting at Chelsea,
There you go.
the contract's until 2020.
The players we can sell for 30 million plus are players we don't want to sell. Like Kivior is on 50K a week. We can easily sell him right now. I think there's been inquiries by Milan and other clubs, but the club is like, no, we want to keep this guy. Okay, then you're idiots. You're keeping players that we don't need to keep.
You know what they're also saying, Ashraf? They're saying the same about Martinelli. They're saying we do not want to open doors for teams to bid for or buy Martinelli because we want to keep Martinelli. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand the logic in that, bro.
No, I think that's PR. Just
Same with Nelson.
To hold value.
Reece Nelson on 100K a week. What are we doing, man? Like we are a joke of a club when it comes to managing finances, and then we start skimping for certain players, and then we overspend on others. Like I wish we had that same logic of skimping on players when we decided to get Havertz. Oh, sorry, we can only offer 20 million max. I'm sorry, Chelsea. Oh, we can only offer him 70K a week max. Oh, 280K a week. Yeah, no problem. We'll make him our highest paid earner. Like we're so bad with this. Like I don't know who runs this club.
Yeah. It almost feels like some clubs like Chelsea are saying, listen, we are Chelsea. You either accept this or you can go to another club and not improve as much as you would here at Chelsea. You know what I'm saying? And we are literally saying, please come to Arsenal. I'll give you this amount of money if you join us, please. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That difference is just, I don't know, man. I don't know what this board is doing. Obviously, these were Edu contracts. These were not Berta contracts, if we're being honest to Berta in this case. And I feel like Berta has a big job in his hands to fix all of this, bro, because this is not going to be fixed overnight. You're not going to get teams standing in line to get the Reece Nelson, who's on 100K a week. You're not going to have teams standing in line to buy someone like Zinchenko, who is on 150K a week. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get an offer higher than 50 million because his contract is at 150 a week. You know what I'm saying? They're not willing to pay his contract. That's why they're lowballing us. That's why we cannot get these prices that the Chelseas get, because those players are on 40K, 50K, 60K. You know what I'm saying?
It's outrageous, bro.
It is outrageous, bro.
It's outrageous.
At the end of the day, I think they can just rip up the contract.
The way they do that is they have these long contracts, 8-year contracts, so they can ask for those high prices. They say, listen, this is a low-wage player. You can clearly see there is talent. You can clearly see that this is a player that you want, but he still has 6 years left on his contract. You need to pay us 50, 60 million to get this player. That's how they get these high prices as well, bro. It's amazing business. And listen, and this is an owner who's been here recently compared to the Cronkies, who are also American, who are also businessmen. Cronky, the most successful sporting franchise in America, the most richest sporting franchise in America, Cronky Sports and Entertainment. For some reason, they cannot do business, bro. I don't understand how. I just don't.
Yeah.
The thing is, listen, in fairness to the Cronkies, I don't think they get involved in all this shit, to be honest. Maybe Josh, but Stan definitely doesn't get involved in this. But here's the thing, it's mad. It's mad. It just pisses me off. Anyway, let's just quickly say two words on Chelsea, because we're gonna wrap up in like 7 minutes. So let's just quickly say quick 2 words on Chelsea, a club that can actually sell, a club that is, brother, these men are moving fast, bro. These men are moving fast. Do you know what I mean?
Why are you coming fast?
Pause. So let's let's speak about Chelsea. They're in for well, then I've just been made aware that they're now in for, what's his name again? Gahey. Gahey.
Oh,
Gahey. So they're in for Gahey. They're in for Xavi Simons. They're in for Garnacho, which is insane. They're also in for Bastoni as well. If they get Bastoni is insane. Bastoni is insane business, bro. He's a world-class centre-back, bro. Bastoni. A world-class centre-back. Bro, he is insane. Attacking-wise, defensively, solid. If they get him, brother, I don't know what's going to happen, man. Chelsea might actually be scary, in Terry's words. By the way, you need to explain this to me as well, because apparently you didn't explain this to me. What happened?
Ash.
So basically, I was watching this show of Dan Potts. I think it was Dan. It was Dan Potts, yeah. And they got into an argument where basically they were talking about Wenger versus Arteta, and Igal said that Wenger's last 5 years were worse than Arteta's like first 5 years, or basically the end of Wenger is worse than what Arteta has done with us.
He won more.
And yeah, and they all went into argument of like, well, Wenger was not back this much. He didn't have all that. If he had all the money Arteta was given, he would have done a lot more. And Igal was like, no, Wenger was done. He was past it, blah, blah, blah. Look, honestly, some things he said I kind of agree with, because I was someone who wanted Wenger out. I thought Wenger was past his time at Arsenal. He should have gone. But the reality is we cannot say that, because the last 5 years of his career at Arsenal, he won 3 FA Cups. Like, and I'm not someone who says FA Cups is the way to go and that's all we need to do, and I'm happy with just FA Cups. But if you're telling me FA Cup versus like 3 FA Cups versus only 1, and okay, challenge for the league. Okay, but then we challenged for the league in 2016, to be fair.
You threw money,
and
if you threw money at Wenger, Wenger would get you the league.
Yeah. And I said this today on Mo's
Probably.
stream as well. I said today on Mo's stream, I said, if Wenger had this current team, and if Wenger spent the amount of money that Arteta spent by building this team, he would have won me a league or two.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Amazing.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Imagine Wenger's tactics with Saka, Gyökeres, you know what I'm saying, with Martinelli. Martinelli would not have regressed this much under Wenger, you know what I'm saying? If anything, Martinelli would be a better player today. You know, even Ødegaard, for example. And Max would play way more, and Ethan would play way more. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, bro, the fact that some people dare to compare this fraud to the guy that literally changed English football, bro. You know what I'm saying? The way people train, the way people, everything that he learned from Japan, he brought to the Premier League, and he changed the Premier League. You know, so people don't understand the impact that Arsene Wenger had in the Premier League, and even his last 5 years, bro, was better than the current Arteta that we have right now. Yes, we finished second, but at least Wenger brought me results, even with the little players that he bought and the trash players that he bought. These people need to remember that the players that we got versus the players that we wanted were night and day. The amount of times that we were linked with Draxler. You know what I'm saying? People don't remember these things, bro. We didn't get Draxler. We never got Draxler, bro.
I think
you know who we got? We didn't get Suarez. We got Welbeck. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We didn't get any signing. They said, you know what? You're going to get Kim Kallstrom with a broken back. Here, there you go. You got a signing. You know what I'm saying? People need to understand, bro. Wenger had it rough compared to Arteta.
He had Arteta, man. He signed Arteta.
Yes.
I can't believe it. I still remember when we signed Kim Kallstrom. And then the next day I'm looking at the papers, bro. And the next day I'm looking at the papers.
And then he hurts his back.
And I'm like, hold on a minute. I think it was on the Daily Mail. It was in the Daily Mail or the Daily Star. I saw it in the shops, yeah. And it says new striker with broken back. I was like, bro.
He wasn't a striker. He was a midfielder.
New midfielder with a broken back.
Arteta gets.
What's going on with us, bro?
And meanwhile, Arteta gets Gyökeres. Arteta gets 105 million Declan Rice. You know what I'm saying? When did Wenger go out and spend those kinds of money?
I will say the difference between Arteta and Wenger. Wenger made a lot of good attacking signings like Alexis Sanchez, Cazorla, Ozil. By the way, even Welbeck. I know we laugh at him now, but Welbeck at the time, we all thought of him as a good signing. He was a young talent at United. He actually came in and did okay with us.
No.
Welbeck. He was a young talent at United that was...
man, he was shit.
He was not, he might have been shit overall in his career at Arsenal, but I'm saying when we got him, it seemed like a good signing at the time. Debussy as well, when we got him that summer. Nah, that's BS. You don't remember it right then. When we got him that summer, Debussy
I do remember very, very clearly. Well, I was so frustrated from that signing.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
And
I don't think
at the end of the day, bro.
He won us the FA Cup, so.
Yeah, at the end of the day, big up to Egal. Big up for the raid, Egal. You know what I'm saying?
Egal, bro.
Bless up Egal. Obviously, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But the fact that you compare a guy who is a known failure, the guy that rivals want him to stay, to a guy that changed English football is just ludicrous to me. Is actually ludicrous to me. Even his last 5 years, Arteta would not even lace his boots. He wouldn't.
Yeah, but by the way, that's what I was trying to say. I was just trying to say that if Wenger had the defensive reinforcements that Arteta got with the attack that we had, Wenger would have won a couple of leagues. Because our issue the whole time was defense. Like
not only that,
such bad defenders.
Do you remember the transition from the Highbury to the Emirates and the club was a debt and we started selling our best players. We sold.
Yeah, I mean that was our own choice. That was our own choice, honestly. Like
it is. But what I'm trying to say is he had very, very limited resources and he managed to keep us. I wouldn't say it's a trophy to say top four, but I mean it shows how resilient he is as a coach and how brilliant he is.
At the same time, you have to blame Wenger for that as well. You have to blame Wenger partially for that.
Yeah, 100%. He himself mentioned.
Was I muted the whole time? By the way,
Yeah, you
I
were.
think so.
We didn't hear
You
anything
have
said.
to blame. You have
Was
to
I
blame
talking and you
Wenger.
didn't say I was muted? You frauds.
We didn't
Sorry, I
see you
didn't
talk. I
realize you were
swear to God.
talking.
Yeah, I didn't
Wallahi, I
even know.
didn't.
I
Wallahi,
swear to God, me neither.
I
Yeah.
didn't real.
What did I
Uh,
say as last? Did you
The
hear me
last thing you
say?
mentioned,
I said
uh,
Arteta could not lace Wenger's boots even in his last
yeah,
5
yeah, we
years.
Yes.
heard that.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Okay.
heard that. Yeah.
Yes, that's the last
Yeah.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
The thing is, you have to blame Arsene Wenger partially for that, because although they didn't back him with the resources, he also sat there and just let it happen, bro. He said, "Fine, let's not spend money. Let's get limited resources. Give me 1-2 players every 2 years. Let me go with a transfer window where all I sign is Petr Cech. Petr Cech, one signing, bro." One, bro, in a goalkeeper.
No, but
In a
guys,
one
also don't
window,
forget
bro.
No, listen,
this guy was
Don't.
he was not just a manager. He was super involved in everything the club
Yeah.
did. Like
Yeah, but
he had
Yeah.
so much power. He's the one who came
This is
out
the
saying
problem.
shit like uh
was
hyper
the
scoff
problem?
into skill.
Ashraf rarely talks football. Ay,
You got
ay.
destroyed, bro. You got
Hyper,
destroyed.
I promise. I
Hey,
promise
it
I'll
is
make
true, though.
videos again soon. Not live streams, but like I'll make videos soon. I promise. I'm saying he's the one who told us, if you guys remember, oh yeah, Emirates Stadium, we're building it to compete with Real Madrid and Bayern
To
Munich and
compete,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it? I haven't seen that. It's been 15 years. I haven't seen that
Yeah.
competition. Or 20 years. I haven't seen this.
It
Where is the
almost
competition?
feels like
No,
Wenger
no,
was.
it's not, bro.
It
It's
almost
not,
feels
bro.
like Wenger was responsible for building the Emirates Stadium, to pay off the Emirates Stadium. He took that upon himself. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he did.
He was giving the excuse that we are paying off a stadium, which is why we could not spend the money. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't change the fact that if Wenger had that money, he would have spent that on way better players than Arteta would, and he would not make the same kind of mistakes that Arteta would make by buying waste of slot players. You know what I'm saying? He would never buy the Pablo Maris of the world with that amount of money. He would never buy the Kai Havertzes of the world with that amount of money. You know what I'm saying? People need to realize that Wenger was a footballing genius compared to Arteta. And I know that Egal thinks Arteta is a genius. I don't think you've ever seen a genius if you think this guy is a genius. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, actually.
Listen,
Arteta's no genius.
You.
That's for sure. That's
By
crazy.
the way, we just got and also total clips. It's not disingenuous, bro. He was Arsene Wenger was the dying breed of the managers, the managers, the boss. Do you know what I mean? He was like the Sir Alex Ferguson type managers,
yeah.
where they just do everything. They'd cover recruitment, they'd cover costs for how to maintain all of the club and the facilities and shit. He'd maintain the wages. He was everything, bro. It was everything. Bro. He covered every single thing, bro. Now let me just go to the so he does. It's not the owners that done him over. It's him who accepted it, because he could have easily said no, we're not doing that, because he had that much control. Now we got some breaking news. Rodri has suffered an injury setback and will be out until mid-September.
What? Mid-September?
Really? Yeah, Guardiola has come out saying Rodri is getting better, but had a big injury against Al Hilal. He trained better. We hope after the international break he will be ready. He'll be fit. So he has had an injury setback. It's like and that is not good news for Manchester City fans, because when a player comes back from an ACL or an MCL or a ligament injury, but you don't want to see get injured again. He's having setbacks and this, and because that's that for football. I don't want to see that, bro. I don't want to see that for football, bro, because I actually rate Rodri as the best midfielder in the world.
Yeah, it would be a shame
Obviously,
if he ends up getting injured all the time because of this.
Yeah, obviously some other shame.
Do you think they rushed him?
With that lack ball knowledge, think Pedri is the best midfielder in the world. But regardless, brother, we're seeing the best. We're seeing the best midfielder in the world getting recurring injuries, bro. It's mad.
Do you think they rushed him?
No, I think he had more than enough time. They didn't even play him in the latter end of the season that much.
Yeah,
He
he
didn't.
got enough rest. But Sami, you need to realize this kind of injury, because it is a very it was an ACL. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah, I
the
understand.
thing
I
that
understand,
holds
bro.
the knee together with the legs. You know what
I
I'm saying?
understand.
That when that gets sensitive because of an injury, it can cause other injuries around the leg in other parts. You know what I'm saying? It's basically like a domino effect. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. I hope that this injury for Rodri does not cause new injuries, because that can happen after these kinds of injuries. You know what I'm saying?
But it depends
It would be a shame,
on the
bro.
second injury. It depends on the second injury. I mean,
Is it the
what
same
type of
leg?
injury he just
Is it
had
the same
against
leg?
Baleba. Yeah, exactly. It's the same leg. It's the same, and the kneecap.
I don't know.
What is
They
it?
didn't.
I
They
don't know.
didn't
Did he twist his
specify. They
ankle?
didn't. They didn't
Yeah, I mean, it
specify.
really depends.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be
I wouldn't
devastating
be
if
surprised if it is, though. I wouldn't be surprised, because
if
it
it
can
is,
cause domino
then
effect.
yeah, if it is, then I think this is the beginning of the end for Rodri when it comes to being fit and in form. But if it's a different injury, then I think he can
Bro,
get back from it.
do not act like he didn't turn into Champagne Virgil for a while before he uh, picked up his form again. You know what I'm saying? It took a while before he'd returned to his best.
Champagne Virgil. What was the thing Hassan used to say? The
Yeah,
was it
Champagne Virgil.
perfume? No, perfume. What's the thing? The perfume or the fragrance Virgil or something, man. What did Hassan used to say, man?
I thought he would say
Liverpool fans,
Champagne Virgil.
what did Hassan used to say? He used to say something about like the commercials or the fragrance commercials. Liverpool fans, you lot need to let me know because you don't watch Hassan day in day out, bro.
Yeah, aren't there Hussam spies in the chat? Let us know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's crazy, but yeah, man. Fabrizio Romano has just put something out as well, saying Eddie Howe, it's clear at the moment we can't have Isak involved with the group. He is here, so of course he has a future at Newcastle from our
Bro, share the screen, bro. Let show us.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's perspective, but he's misspelt it. Yeah, let me share the screen. Let me share the screen. You frauds!
Share the screen, you up.
Shut up, man.
Bro, he is Italian at the end of the
This
day.
guy,
So give
bro.
him a break.
This fraudulent freaking.
Share the screen.
I knew he was gonna say something because he
Get
didn't
that toilet
reply to
paper
the
from the
picture.
top of your closet and
I
clean
knew.
that shit up.
Where is it? Where's toilet paper? Yalla, fina toilet paper. Yalla. Your
He
head
went
looks
and hid
like
it
toilet
now.
paper.
You just used it before you started the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah,
head looks like
exactly. He
toilet
hid it,
paper.
bro.
That
Yes.
His
was
fat fingers
Wipe
and
your
threw it
shit.
away. Bro. He's like, yeah, let me throw this away before I do something stupid.
bro.
again.
How
End
will
the
he go?
stream.
But Ashraf, how will he go for a shit with no toilet paper? You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
is a
listen,
trademark of the channel.
I don't know what they do there in England or in the West. Like you guys, okay, I'm not gonna say you guys. Bro, if you get a piece of shit on your shoes, how do you clean it? Do you just take a tissue and wipe it? No, right? You take like a wet wipe or something wet to clean your shoes properly. But then these people, these nasty
I would throw them away.
people, yeah,
Ash, don't go there, man.
bruh,
Don't go there.
who don't even have shataf, who use toilet paper after taking a dump. What is
I knew you were
what
going
is
there,
wrong
man.
with this generation? Toilet paper after taking a shit. It's disgusting, bro. What's wrong with these people, man? Bro, we have things called
Well, it's
shataf.
safe to say that Ashraf will never move to England, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Are you mad? Never, bro. Are you mad? Unless they introduce shatafs, never.
So anyway, I knew he was gonna come back saying some bullshit because he didn't even reply to the Pedri comment. But anyway,
Wallah, I didn't even see I swear I didn't see a Pedri comment. What Pedri comment?
I said some frauds in here believe that Pedri is the best midfielder in the world, but we know that it's really
he's the best midfielder in the world, bar none. Like, he's first. Yeah, don't. You'll get educated on that again. You don't want to be schooled.
No, we don't need you to school us, so you can't school us.
Exactly.
Anyway,
I can't.
Eddie Howe said it's clear at the moment that we can't have Isak involved with the group. He is here, so of course he has a future at Newcastle. From our perspective, we would love to have him back with the team, but the situation has to be right for that to happen. So apparently, they're only interested in either him being sold or signing a new contract. There's
Yeah.
no middle ground on the whole situation. Do you know what I mean? There's no
That
middle
doesn't.
ground
It
on the
doesn't
whole
say that.
situation.
It doesn't say
Basically,
that.
but
You're adding
the tweet is
stuff,
basically saying
No,
we
no,
need,
that's what Ben Jacobs said, ya Habibi.
yeah,
Malik.
but this
Ben
tweet
Jacobs,
basically
Where
yallah.
show me.
this tweet basically is
Allah
saying after the whole Liverpool saga happens,
bum.
then we will assess if he returns to the team or not. You know what I'm saying? Go
Look,
back to the tweet. Go back to the tweet.
look, yeah, but one sec. Let me just show this bum because he's still talking shit. Understand Newcastle's failure to sign Benjamin
Yeah, I
Sesko
read that.
does not
Isak
affect the
has
Arsenal.
today shown no willingness to do ladder. Man, I feel like they'll keep him if they don't find a backup or a proper replacement, which it seems like they're not finding one as things stand right now. I don't think they'll be like, oh, you better renew or you're gone. I think they will keep him and just sell him next season for how much ever they can sell. The
Yeah,
reality
apparently
is,
they
I think
tried
he
to
will.
renew as well.
I think he will go to Liverpool because I think Liverpool will cough up good money for him, and it'll be good enough money that Newcastle cannot say no. To be honest, I don't think they'll get. But I don't think they'll sell him for 110, or 100, even 120. I just don't see that happening.
By the way, I can't lie, I'm loving Sammy's Moroccan background, bro. This is the hat is as Moroccan as it gets, bro. Wallahi.
Totally
theme,
eclipsed. You
bro.
keep saying you say I'm coping and stuff. What am I coping with? I'm already saying you guys are winning the league. I think you guys are favorite. I think you guys will win the league by like 10 plus points. So now what does Isak have to do with it? This is without Isak, by the way. Why am I coping? I'm telling you what's gonna happen. I think he will join Liverpool, but I think Liverpool will have to bid like 130 million minimum, and they'll be able to get him then. If they don't bid 130 million at a minimum, I don't think they get him easily. Like unless Newcastle get a replacement. But which replacement is there? That's of quality.
Also, Giovanni, didn't you lot bid 120 plus whatever
No,
I
they
got
bid
rejected.
110.
already?
They bid 110 plus I don't know how much ever they bid on add-ons. It
110.
was 110 million pounds. Yeah.
Thank you, Shravan, bro. Thank you. Thank
Yeah, you
Let's
clearly
not even
don't know
get into
ball,
it.
Shravan. If you
Let's not
don't
even
think
get into
Pedri's
it.
number one, you don't know football. I watch Barcelona like a million times a season. Trust me. You're not
We
going to
know.
try and talk.
Trust me, we know that you do, bro.
We know,
Trust me.
Yeah,
brother. We know. You don't need to
You
tell
better
us,
know.
bro.
More than
You
Arsenal.
better
We
know.
know. By the way, just out of curiosity, because I had this on my screen. What happened? What's this whole shit that's going on with Ter Stegen? Apparently, official from a statement from Barcelona. Barcelona have
leaving.
announced that Marc-Andre Ter Stegen has signed the medical authorization. He reclaims the captain's armband, and disciplinary matter is closed. So what does that mean?
Oh, he's back. Yeah, because he was being like ostracized. He had some issue. I think he didn't want to renew or some. I can't remember what the issue was, to be honest. But
No,
he was about to leave.
stripped.
It was done. Yeah, he was stripped. He was going to
He
leave.
was
It was all over.
stripped because.
But
they
why are we
wanted-
not going in for this guy
No,
if he was
listen.
available, bro?
Listen.
I'll take
The
him right
club
now,
doctors-
Varaya.
What I heard and what I read was the club doctors wanted to see him. They wanted to assess him, but he refused. And he said, I wanted to let my own doctors fix this. You know what I'm saying? So he went to a different country. And because he did all of that and refused to let the club doctors look at him, they basically stripped him from his captaincy. That's what I read. It's because he didn't. They thought he was just up to something or something. I don't know. It's a very weird situation to me.
By the way, I'm just pre-warning you guys. Ash is about to get triggered. I can't lie, I'm triggered by this because I completely disagree with that. I completely
Bellingham
disagree with
equals.
There's no way.
Bro, again.
There's no way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These are people with low
Magnus,
IQ,
There's
not
no
just
way.
in football, but in everything else. By the way, I actually think Bellingham is like top 3 in the world. I don't think he's not better than Pedri.
No, but not above
Right.
Pedri. I think Pedri is like a.
Yeah, if you said Bellingham is better than Pedri and that's it, I would have let it go, even though I think Pedri is better. The fact that you just suspected the best midfielder in the world by calling him a belly dancer spin merchant, you clearly don't know anything about football, bro. It's just insane. What he does on the pitch is untouchable. And even stats-wise, he's actually like elite in stats when it comes to chances creation, when it comes to winning the ball back. He actually is a freaking workhorse as well. He actually knows how to win the ball back as well. So yeah, you guys need to actually watch football a bit more. Shravan says, so if we disagree with Ashraf, we don't know ball. You came in, first of all, stop acting like an idiot because you came in with
We
the
got
comment
Sharpen,
of,
though. My bad.
bro said Pedri is number 1, never taking you seriously again. So because I think Pedri is the best midfielder in the world, that means it's not something to be serious. By the way, guys want to bet on something? I guarantee you, from all the midfielders in the world, Pedri's got to be one of the highest rated when it comes to the Ballon d'Or. He's got to be like probably top of the list when it comes to midfielders, if not second. How much you want to bet right now? So if he comes second, third, or fourth in the Ballon d'Or list, then I am closer to being right than you are, because that means all these journalists who are voting are also saying Pedri is the best in the world.
By the way,
So we'll see how it goes.
this is very respectable. He says, "I don't know ball. I'm honest about it." Okay, hey, bro. Fair enough.
You
man,
know what?
Giovanni, I
Big
like
up to
that. Hey,
Giovanni,
fair
bro.
enough,
Big up
bro.
to Giovanni.
I like that,
And big up to
Giovanni.
Chef and
Honest.
Inglis. Big up to Chef and
I actually
Inglis,
think
bro.
Giovanni
Big up
knows
to
football. I've seen
University.
some of his comments before. He knows football. He's just passionate, like a very passionate Liverpool fan who sometimes is blinded, but he knows football.
Big up Giovanni, man.
Here's
That was
someone
funny,
saying, I
bro.
watched La Liga. Pedri most overrated midfielder just because of Barca PR.
If you think Pedri's overrated,
Magnus,
Barca
you're gonna
PR,
make this
then
a
you don't watch
5-hour
La Liga.
stream. You know, what I'm
You're
saying?
gonna go.
stop.
You're now gonna go band for band as the guy who watches the Liga versus the guy
He
that
won't be
watches
able to
every
go.
single
He won't be able to go
Barcelona
band for band with you.
game.
He
Just
definitely won't
just
be
for
able to go
anybody,
band for band.
just a spoiler alert for anybody who missed it. By the way, just to remind you guys, for anybody who missed it, Ashraf has watched every single Barcelona game last season.
I missed 2 or 3. I missed 2 or 3, but I watched everything else.
Nearly every single. Nearly every
I
single.
missed 2 or 3, but I watched every
That's
other
why I
one.
wasn't
Wallah, it's
excited about Mosquera. I
crazy.
remember Mosquera getting slapped 5-0 by Barca. I was like, do we really want this guy? But then, to be honest, the whole team was bad.
This guy.
The whole
There
Valencia
you are.
team was bad.
This guy, I swear, Ash, and his like love for Barcelona is the best thing I've ever seen, man. I swear.
No, because people literally come with dumb shit like this guy's an elite dribbler, elite ball controller, can shoot from outside the box, can score, can create chances, actually wins the ball back probably more than most midfielders out there, does everything you need him, and all this while playing as a center mid. His best position actually is a 10. He's an incredible playmaker. He ends up playing as a center mid because they have other players who play there. So another Barca glaze set. And it's not a Barca glaze. I'm just telling you guys what's happening. So it's I don't know. I'm telling you guys what's happening.
Do you know how crazy say Bismillah before you start is insane, bro.
Magnus,
guys, to be fair,
one second,
we did hit the 2.
No,
Go ahead.
1 second. Sorry. And I'll end it on this. Magnus, can you tell me which game ended 6-0 for Barcelona? Remind me, which year was this? Which game? Because 6-0 never happened. There was 6-2, 5-0. I think there was a 5-1, 4-0. Can you remind me which 6-0 you're referring to?
Guys,
Since you watch La Liga and you know shit.
do not start Barca discussions with Ashraf. Like, actually,
Because you get destroyed.
This guy is a walking encyclopedia. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever it's called in English. Encyclopedia. Yeah, this guy is a walking encyclopedia, bro. You cannot go band for band with this guy. It's impossible.
He said Barca 6-0. Stop making up shit, bro. Although I wish it happened.
5-0, wasn't it?
He's saying 6, and he's doubling down. Which year was it, Magnus, that Barca won 6-0 against Madrid? Barcelona versus Madrid. 6.
I mean, it's a shame for Rodri either way that he got injured.
Oh, you know what, guys, he's right. It happened in 1919. Yes. So 1919, 1919.
So you're watching Barcelona since 1919, Magnus?
Yes. I'm sorry, Magnus. I'm sorry, Magnus. I damn. Then you definitely
bro.
know ball
This guy does not only know ball. This guy is a guru or like an elder of football. I'm saying this guy is a football elder. You know what I'm saying?
One of the founders, maybe.
The Mr. Miyagi of football, right here in the chat, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro?
Anyway, Allah, it's crazy. Anyway, listen, we're gonna wrap it up there. I don't even.
You know Gandalf? He's the Gandalf of football, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, we're just gonna wrap it up there. But listen, I appreciate everybody who has come by. It's too funny. We got to Magnus, you know what I mean? But yeah, man. He is.
Oh,
definitely-
Shravan. That's why Shravan was like shitting on Pedri because he's a Madrid fan. I respect it. I respect it.
There you go. There you go, guys. And on that note, let's end the stream. You know what I'm saying?
Allah, it's crazy. But anyway, listen, guys, we're out of here. Love you, leave you. Let me just see who is
Hey,
live.
by the way, guys, subscribe to the channels of the panelists. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
you know what
Don't
I mean.
forget to
So
say that, you fraud.
not me being fraudulent. Sorry, guys. Links are gonna be in the description. Go and subscribe to the lads. In fact, I'm gonna put them in right now because I don't think they're even in there. But
Are you gonna do a watch along tomorrow?
nah, brother, I'm at work, man.
Okay. On that,
What time is the game?
if that's the case, guys, I'm gonna probably do a watch along. So if you don't have anything to do, go join TKA Football because I'm gonna probably do a watch along for Arsenal tomorrow. There you go.
Yeah, man. Emirates Cup. It's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good.
Emirates.
Yeah,
Chance to win a trophy.
Hey, we lost the first Emirates Cup, so let's win the second one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll win this one. Don't worry, guys. We'll win. We'll
Oh,
win the
heritage.
trophy.
Listen,
Also, Football Rig and Ashraf barely talks football. Subscribe to them.
in the description, guys. I just put it in there. As for who I'm gonna pass you over to, let's pass you over to
Why is FK banned from your channel, T?
This is false
Sarcasm.
information. I don't know where she got this from. She's a mod, so I don't know how she's banned from the
Oh.
channel. So yeah.
make her a managing mod. She'll never be banned. She will never be banned. It doesn't matter what happens.
No,
Nobody can ban her.
You know, I need to think 3 times before I give FK that kind of power. You know what I'm saying?
Brother,
For-
she's
for-
got that power on my channel, bro. She runs shit down there, bro. I don't know what's going on, bro. In that comment section, bro, she runs shit, bro. Her and Aaron just fucking run a tight ship. Do you know what I mean? It's mad. Mad. They're on job, bro. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, listen. Okay, we're not gonna go that far, okay? Yeah. I've seen you when it comes to people spamming. Some unthinkable things come out of her mouth. It's insane. But big up to FK. Absolutely.
Big up FK.
Big up Faxi Condi, man. Big up Faxi Condi.
Big up Foxy Condi peach flavor or citrus flavor or whatever flavors there is.
Like it's 11 of lime.
Lemon flavor. Okay, lemon lime.
It's
Lemon lime.
But anyway, guys, gonna pass you over to Flawless Sarcasm City TV. We're out of here. Love you all. Peace out. Peace.